Hello, anybody who's already here. I'm going to check the chat, although I'm aware some of these comments might have been from earlier. But we should have Ben. Ben is here. Hey Ben. Hello Martin. Tufty, VFTA might not be here, but I hope it goes well, Jam. Your hard work is making a big difference for the animals. Big respect to you. Tufty, that's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. At the end of the day, that's all I want to achieve. So yeah, the fact that somebody out there thinks that I'm achieving the goal that I'm setting out to achieve is good. Is very good. Yeah, I hope I am. I really do. I really hope I am. I wish I could make more of a difference, to tell you the truth. But you know, Tufty, you're making a big difference, and to be honest, everyone here is making a big difference. I see this as a team effort. You know, we're all here together. We're all doing activism tonight. Well, whoever sticks around anyway. I hope you guys can hear me, by the way. Please do let me know. I've got a nice cold, refreshing drink on the go because it's a hot day today. Hello, little vegan peg. Hello, Sabby Coops. Hello, VSL. Hello, Andrew Greenan. Willow Blue. Eat Plants Murder Workouts. Hello, Vegan Cars. Hello, Master Dave. The Vegan Anthem. Draculome. Hello, Sean Redfeld. Isn't me. Did I say hello, Master Dave? Oh, I've lost track with where I am. Thank you for what you do. Yeah, and back at you, Draculome. I see your name in the comments. So yeah, like I said, it's a team effort. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good week. Is everybody enjoying the weather or hating the weather? I think it's most people seem pretty miserable with it where I am. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I do like it. I mean, we don't really get that much sun in the UK, so when we do, I'm like, yes, bake me, give me that vitamin D. I need it. I need to make up for the rest of the year, and you know, I'll get a nice tan. To be honest, I always get non-vegans telling me that oh, you're so pale, but now I'm like, I tan really well. So whenever the sun's out, I do get a tan. They can't say that to me then. I don't know. It's really. I had somebody say that to me on Friday actually. Vegans are so pale, as if like eating animals gives you a tan or something. It's so weird. Far too hot for June. I mean, I was saying earlier that I don't think it would be that bad if we were actually set up for it. You know, if we had aircon, if we had pools, if we didn't have to work so hard, it'd be pretty cool. Vegan Kaz is feeling hot. Hello, Nilf. Hello, another damn vegan. Despite work trouble and having to go all over the place, I made it back home for a couple of hours of carnage destruction. Woohoo! Yeah, hopefully we'll have a good one. Hopefully it's better than last week. Last week's was quite frustrating, but I don't know. I'm going to try and be a bit more patient. I feel like I've been getting a little bit frustrated with people lately, especially the people who say they agree with me, say that they want to respect animals, they agree with the vegan position, but then they don't do anything about it. I think those people it's been getting really, really frustrating because they're the people who should be vegan, but who aren't. And it's like, look, if the people who are actually against it aren't standing by their morals, what hope do the animals have? You know? Oh, we've got some kindness in the comment section already. Either eat or be eaten. I mean, I'm eating and I'm not being eaten, so I don't know what you're talking about. Oh no. I used to burn quickly when I was almost entirely whole food plant based. Oh, so what are you saying, that a non-vegan diet provides you like protection from the sun? That's so weird. I'm not vegan because plants are alive. What, and animals aren't? What are you saying? Where's that comment now? Everything you eat is alive to some degree. Why does it matter if something is alive or not? Clive. No one needs to know that. I bet she is pro-abortion. Yeah, you have no idea. I'll tell you, I'm pro-sentience. So if an individual is sentient, then I'm against taking their lives. Well, it's good that we've got some non-vegans in the comments, and as much as I'd love to chat away to you all day, yeah, we've got some people saying like weird comments. As much as I'd love to chat to you, I would really like to have some actual voice-to-voice conversations rather than me talking to the chat. So yeah, I'm going to go live in a minute, and I'm going to pop the link in the chat, and then what you can do is click onto the link and have a chat with me about it. Serious conversations though. And yeah, any comments that you're saying here, you can say out loud, say with your chest. Yeah, I won't go for all the I bet she aborts her own babies. I've never had a baby inside me. Yeah. Oh my god. I've never had an abortion. Damn. Okay. I had somebody saying this on Friday. Friday was Project Livestream, so I was live for that. It was pretty cool. Yeah, we had activists all across the various different places of the world, showing the reality of what's happening to animals in slaughterhouses. I'm going to post a short about it tomorrow. So yeah, that was interesting. I had my drone there as well. They called the police because I was flying my drone over. Oh, God, okay, loads of trolls. Whoever's modding, yeah, don't worry too much because I can see that there's a few. It looks like children, to be honest, in the chat. Yeah, I mean, if it's like a really hateful comment, then yeah, feel free to delete. But if people are spamming the chat, then you'll just get timed out. If yeah, that's the main thing. Anyone spamming, just time them out. But yeah, we do want engagement. Yeah, right, Martin. I don't know where they came from. They seem like pervy people, to be honest, saying like rude things, sexual comments. Okay. Anyway, let's get started. let's get started, shall we? Maybe if we don't have any requests up, then I can answer some comments. But yeah, I'd rather have actual conversations. So what we'll do is we'll get the link first and see if anyone wants to have an actual chat. So bear with me while I just grab this link. TikTok. Right, copy that and paste here. Right, join the live here. Join the live here. Right, there we go. Oh, hang on. Okay, let me just pin this. Cool. So I've only got one person on TikTok at the moment, apparently. So we'll wait for a couple of other people to join and then I'll explain what I'm doing. I don't know if it's going to be like a quiet one, guys, because the football's on tonight. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I guess what I'll do is I'll answer some comments until we get some requests. And yeah, we'll get started. So I think I've done everything on my checklist. Yeah, I have. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try and be like really nice and patient and stuff today with people. For me, it's tricky because for me, anything that anyone says, I've heard like 50 times, so it can be kind of like tiring. Debunking the same tired old arguments that we've been through over and over and over. But you know, for some people who are saying it, it's probably the first time that that they're saying it, and they've never heard anybody like counter that before. So yeah. So I'm just checking my tan out. Got caught the sun on the back of my neck. We have David here. Hello, David.
Hey, Jam, how's it going?
All the better for seeing you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing, you know, going with the flow, I guess.
Good. Did you have a good Friday project live stream?
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. We did three slaughterhouses, so I went live three times.
Wow. I did tune into one
Yeah.
of them. But yeah, I didn't know you had three. Damn.
Yeah, so I'm fortunate because I have like a good support team, and then unfortunately, like there's too many slaughterhouses to choose from around here. So I
Mm,
thought it would be good to get as many views on different types of slaughterhouses too. So one was halal, one was the pigs, and one was the cows. So
mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I kind of have a theory, to be honest, David, that you're actually like a triplet, like there's three of you, because you always seem to be like doing loads of different things. So I'm like, damn, has he like
yeah,
managed to find a way to like multiply himself or something?
yeah. I've got two doppelgangers running around.
Oh,
No, the thing is, like, I'm not working a full-time job like you. So this is basically my full-time job. So
yeah.
basically, like, I wouldn't call it a job. It's just what I do. It's just what I always do because
Hmm.
like we've seen what happens, and there has to be some people that just go, 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 so
Mm.
I don't mind, I don't mind doing that.
That's pretty cool though. I always think like imagine if vegans had that power and we could like multiply ourselves and have like a little army of our own, like doppelgangers doing all different things and you can send them out to different places. That'd be I mean, I guess we'd already have a vegan world if that was possible.
Yeah. Well, one thing I think of constantly is like, how do we get more full-time vegan activists? How do we
Mm,
get, especially the people that like are just generally doing it for the animals and like they would go all out and they would do like big things. So
Mm,
that's why I like supporting people like you and some others like Anna, because like you guys are just on it and you guys are like working hard, but you're also finding time to, speak up. And so respect that.
yeah, I think I have an idea. I think that somebody in the vegan community needs to seduce Elon Musk, turn him vegan, and then he'll be, because obviously he's a trillionaire, right? And then he'll be able to like fund a load of vegan activists. I think that would be pretty cool.
I think that's an excellent idea. There,
Yeah.
there's Billionaires Row in Florida. So I think there's like 30 billionaires like just along the coast. And
Damn.
so I thought a good idea would be to bring a whole whack of activists and make that whole coast vegan and like go into the high schools and stuff like that and get the universities and get them to like bother their parents,
Yeah.
right? Because then they would just annoy their parents so much they'd be like, fine, I'll give money to animal
Yeah.
rights activists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing if they did. I mean, the things that you can do with that amount of influence. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we should probably have some conversations. I've
Yeah.
got a couple
Probably a
of
good idea.
requests. Yeah. So yeah, I'll start accepting people up. Before I do so, I'll just say, so yeah, basically we're here to have conversations with people, find out why aren't you vegan. I'm just here for respectful conversations. You do have to be over 18. So yeah, when I say respectful conversations, I don't mean you have to, say what you think I want to hear, but just be honest about how you feel. Be honest about your morals and your ethics, and I think that hopefully we can have a decent back and forth then. So let's go. First we have Saint Nick. Saint Nick. Nick. Hey, are you over 18?
I am.
Sorry, your audio is very quiet.
Let me back up.
Oh, okay. I think he's going to come back on. I think that's what he said. I don't know how to say this name. Hey, are you over 18? Okay. Just someone being silly. Veiled. Hey, are you over 18? Hello?
Yes.
Sorry,
Thumbs up.
your audio is quite quiet as well. Are you able to move a little bit closer to the
Yes,
mic?
I'm over 18.
Okay. What year were you born?
2008,
What
July.
month? Okay. That
July.
would make you 17 though.
No, it wouldn't. I'm
Yep.
turning 19. Fuck you.
Okay.
Nice try, buddy.
Can't do maths. Okay. we
Couldn't
also
even do
have
math.
we also have Chip here as well. Hey Chip,
Hello.
how you doing?
Pretty good, suffering from the heat, but I think we all are these
Yeah.
days.
Everyone's suffering, but oh well. I think I don't know. I'm trying to enjoy it as much as possible because I really hate the cold, so I'll try not to complain about the warmth. But yeah, I think we all need a like big pool in our gardens at the moment. Yeah, we haven't
Amsterdam, you can swim in every canal, so. But,
really.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, I need to go to Amsterdam. Yeah, we haven't had any conversations as of yet. It's just been kids and trolls so far, so I'm just going through the list. Next we have it's a and YN. Hey, are you over 18?
Invite me to the
Huh?
live. Invite me.
Are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18.
What year were you born? Okay. It shouldn't take that long to know what year you were born. Next up. Lots of children. I mean, you're welcome on my live. I just can't have conversations with you if you're under 18, but you're welcome to hang out in the chat and ask a question if you really want. I mean, I don't know what's so appealing about my live stream to a kid, but okay. Hey, are you over 18? Okay, they've gone. Yeah, it's really weird. I would have never found this fun when I was a kid. Chica? Hey, are you over 18?
Oh, yeah,
What year were you born?
2007.
Okay. So first of all, just to clarify what your understanding is of veganism. So what do you think it means to be vegan?
Not to eat chicken.
That's a consequence of being vegan. So why do you think that a vegan might not eat a chicken?
Because it's bad.
Because it's bad? Why do you think it's bad?
Because animals die.
Okay. So veganism is the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So it's not just about what we put into our mouths, it's also about, you know, what we wear, what kind of products that we buy. So we wouldn't use animals for any purpose. So not for food, entertainment, testing, clothing, anything like that. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yes, I like chickens. Because I get fried chicken from chickens.
Okay. So are you here for a serious conversation? Because it looks like you're having a little...
They're a child.
Yeah. I am a bit sus.
Yeah, they're a child.
I mean, yeah, kids have a weird sense of humor. They're like, I like chicken. Like, dudes, grow up. Magpie. Hey, Magpie, are you over 18?
I'm 67.
Okay. So
Hello?
how... Can you hear me?
Barely, but yeah.
Okay, I think
Yes.
hopefully everyone else can hear me okay. But so what's your understanding of veganism, first of all, Magpie?
I've learned a lot at 67 what it is.
Yeah, so...
Basically, not eating meat, not eating chicken, not eating... I mean, I've been watching the videos on how they treat these animals that I've been eating for 67 years. And I've been trying to cut back and not eat the meat. But I was eating fish, and now I guess I can't eat fish. So
Okay.
I looked up what I can eat as a vegan, but I mean, I like vegetables, but I also like, you know, my milk, my ice
Okay.
cream. But I saw the way the cows were treated. I see the way the pigs
Yeah.
are treated, and you know, can I just give you a really quick story of where I'm coming from?
Yeah, please.
Well, about 35, 40 years ago, I was traveling to. I was an avid hunter until I was 30. I shot and killed everything. I ate everything. I frog hunted. I fished. I did it all. And I was on the road to work, and it was foggy, and I had to drive 60 miles one way. And some gentleman on a motorcycle skidded out and was in the middle of the road. And I didn't see him till I was there, and I ran his head over. And from that time on, I never killed anything. I personally have never killed anything since, because I didn't like seeing the death of a human being. But I continued after that still to eat meat and everything else. You know, I feel like this is more of me talking to a therapist. But, you know, after that, I didn't want to... people asked me to go hunting, fishing, everything else, and I said, no, I don't want to kill those things. Well, so
Yeah.
basically now I moved to a nice place out in the acreage here, and my day consists of, I got 2 labs, is just feeding the birds, the squirrels, the raccoons that come through. I love wildlife, but
Yeah.
I have a hard time not eating like fish. And I mean, I can get away with, I won't eat pork no more. I won't eat, you know, beef. I maybe ate beef once every 6 months, but I just
Okay.
don't know how hard it's going to be to completely quit eating the stuff I really like.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a bit of a conflict, Magpie. So, yeah, because I relate to a lot of what you say. You say, that you really empathize with other animals, and you don't want to harm them, you want to protect them. But then at the same time, I can see there's a bit of a conflict, and although you don't want to directly unalive them yourself, you are
I am
still,
in a conflict.
yeah, you are,
I do have a conflict.
paying for somebody else to do that. So it sounds like you think that we should be respecting other animals. Is that right?
1000%.
Okay. And do you think that we can
Just
truly
as you
respect them?
just as you should human beings, people.
Yeah, I agree, because other animals are just like us in many ways, right? So all of the ways that matter, they value their lives like we value ours. So I think, why shouldn't we extend our compassion and respect to other species also? I think I agree with you there. Do you think we can really respect other animals if we are exploiting them? And what I mean by that is if we're using them in ways that go against their interests. So if we're using them for their breast milk, or if we're using them for their flesh, or for entertainment, or testing, or for their eggs, or
Oh,
anything like
yeah,
that.
I know on the testing that I've been that way all my life. That is disgusting. The beagle
Mm,
dogs and all the testing on all the other animals for
yeah,
for all that stuff. And
yeah,
we have a couple of horses, and we don't even ride them. We just feed them. I told my wife it's like having a big dog because we treat him so
I like that.
respectful and we don't harm them.
Yeah,
Got a mare and a regular one, but
I like
no, I
that.
don't
Yeah,
like that. I
because
don't like rodeos, riding the bulls,
mm-hmm.
watching those damn things down in Mexico where they put the swords through the bull's head. Now, that's not fun. That's downright disgusting.
It is, yeah, like how we exert our
I don't
power
have
over
anything in the
them.
house that's made from animals. I mean, I don't have, you know, boots that are
What
made
about
out
in
of a
your
snake skin or
fridge?
anything like that.
Yeah, but what about in your fridge, Magpie? Do you have cow's milk in there,
Yes, I
or
do.
animal flesh? Yeah, because I know
I've been trying to
obviously.
been trying to put down almond milk.
Okay.
So I tried
Um,
it. It's all right.
yeah, I mean, I'm not really a fan of almond, to be honest. I much prefer oat, or even like soya milk, I think. But I guess, you find which one
I do
works
like
for you.
tofu.
You like
Is now
tofu?
is tofu vegan?
Tofu is vegan, yes.
Okay.
Yes, tofu is certainly vegan. Um, so yeah, do you think that we can truly respect other animals if we're exploiting them for their flesh, their eggs, their breast milk, or for any purpose?
No, we're exploiting them. I understand that. I
No, no,
mean,
no. But do you think
when
it's
I fry
possible
an
to
egg,
respect
I'm
them?
exploiting the chicken that laid the egg. I know that, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm just
I guess
asking if.
maybe because it's sight unseen, or it's you
Yeah.
know. And then when
No,
I
no. I
watch
understand.
a television show, it's like, oh, I can't eat that no more. I mean, it's sick to see what they do to these
I
poor
understand.
animals.
Yeah, I understand that, Magpie. I'm just asking, do you think that it can ever be respectful to exploit them?
No, it's not respectful to exploit them.
Okay.
And yes,
So
I
I
do
know
have
that
stuff in my refrigerator
yeah,
that says difference.
yeah. So
I'll be
I
honest.
understand. I understand that there's a bit of a, contradiction there. It kind of feels like you're, stuck in between. I think you said earlier that you don't know how difficult it is to be vegan, or something like that. Um, and that you like drinking cow's milk or something. So it's kind of like you hate the exploitation, but you get enjoyment from the products. Would that be like a correct way to
Well, I know this sounds
say that?
probably stupid, but instead of quitting all at once, I'm trying to cut things out slowly so I can get used to something else like the almond milk and not eating eggs and not drinking milk. Um, I drink
Okay.
instead. I'll drink stuff that's not good for me, like soda or tea or whatever. But I'm
Yeah. So
slowly. I'm 67, so it's kind of late now, but I'm
no, no,
slowly
no,
not
no, no.
eating the stuff that exploits animals.
It's absolutely not late, Magpie, because you could live for another 30 years, even more than that, and that's a hell of a long
I
time.
wish, but
Think of,
I wish, but I have Parkinson's, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to live.
I mean, even if you only live for another year, that's a hell of a lot of animals that you could save from being exploited on your behalf. Um, but so let me ask you a tricky question, Magpie. So let's say if you were in the position of one of the animals who are being exploited for your body. So you are being used for your flesh or for your skin or for somebody else's purpose.
Sorry, my dogs. I'll go to the
How
other room.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead.
So how fast would you want your injustice to end if you were in that position?
I hate to ask you to repeat that. I couldn't hear with the dogs.
No, don't worry. So let's say you were in the position of the victim, Magpie. So you were being used for your body. So you were being used for your flesh or for your skin. And somebody was determining, your life and when your life comes to an end. How fast would you want your injustice to end if you were the one who were being enslaved?
I'd want to be dead within a second.
No. So how soon would you want your injustice to end? How soon would you want to be free from exploitation?
How would I want to be free from it?
How soon would you want to be free from being exploited?
ASAP. As soon as possible.
So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now on?
That's a good question. You kind of got me in a pickle there, my friend. I don't think any. But now I said any, but I'm contradicting myself. I know that.
Well, you don't have to, Magpie, because you could choose to be vegan from today, right? And this is what my advice would be, right? Because I know that you said earlier that you think it might be too difficult or something, but think about how difficult the animals have it if you're not vegan. Every time that you purchase a product that results in somebody being exploited, think about how hard they have it compared to you. All you have to do in the supermarket or wherever you are, or if you buy your groceries or your clothes online, is you have to choose an alternative that doesn't involve animal exploitation. But they are being sexually exploited, they're having their reproductive organs taken advantage of, they're having their babies taken off them, they're being enslaved, being dictated their whole lives, and they're being sent into a slaughterhouse. So for us, it's very easy for us to think, this is really inconvenient for me because I'm going to have to change all of my diet and, it's a lot of things. But when we put it into perspective and think about, what they have to go through, it actually is very easy for us compared to what they have to go through, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, it's just about perspective. And I would say, Magpie, that I think there's something called Challenge 22. So for 22 days, you live a vegan lifestyle. So rather than, switching this out and switching this out, because for every day that you're not vegan, there's always going to be a victim, right? So you go vegan for 22 days. I mean, if you make a mistake in that time, that there's nothing you can do about that. Obviously, you're getting used to it in that time period. But for 22 days, you get support, you get help and advice from a dietitian, you get sent recipes, and you get all of that. So it's kind of like a trial period, really, while you get used to it. And then after those 22 days, you might find that it's actually a lot easier than you originally thought, because you'd have picked up different habits, you would have found different foods that you like. Sorry, go ahead.
I agree with you because I have been sober for 161 days. I drank beer for 40 years
Nice.
straight,
Yeah.
and for some reason, just one night, I laid there and thought, "Why am I doing that?" And I stopped. And trust me, it wasn't easy. A lot of
Yeah.
convulsions and stuff. But I haven't had a taste of beer or even wanted a taste of beer for 167 days. So I could probably do this too.
Yeah, see, I like that because, it sounds like you're somebody who's got
It was a
discipline. And if you
goal.
really want to
Yeah.
yeah, if you really want to do something, you go out there and you do it. You have that, a lot of people that I speak to don't have that. They just don't have the drive within them. They don't care. But I think the animals really need people like you who are willing to be disciplined and, put the effort in and go ahead and do it. And obviously, it sounds like veganism aligns with your morals. So yeah, it'd be really cool to have somebody like you on the side of the animals. They need people like you, Magpie, who are against their exploitation to be on their side.
I would like to ask you, I try this. Would it be okay to come back on once a week and let you know how I'm doing?
Of course, I would love to hear from you again. And what I would say, I've just got a piece of advice here. This is what really, really helped me when I went vegan. Is as tough as it might sound, I watched a lot of footage, like slaughterhouse footage of animals on farms, and it really gave me the motivation that I needed in order to be vegan and to stay vegan, because I kind of watched that and it traumatized me, and I thought I didn't look at those products that I used to enjoy the same way anymore. I just looked at them and I couldn't see, a piece of steak. I just saw a cow who had been exploited and who had been sent into a slaughterhouse against their will. That I think, as hard as it is, I think that's what really helped me and it gave me the motivation. And when I saw that, I thought there's no possible way that I can even look at one of those things again and like find it desirable, if that makes sense, because I just
Yes.
knew
And
about
what I
everything
need to
behind it.
ask you is, so vegan means everything that's alive. In other words, don't eat shrimp,
No,
don't
no,
eat
no,
any of that stuff.
no, not everything that's alive. Everything that's sentient. So it's about avoiding their exploitation. Obviously, based on the fact that we are alive, that we exist, there's always going to be some kind of casualties. With human beings as well. If we get behind the wheel in a car, there's going to be casualties.
Yeah,
Um, but it's about avoiding their exploitation.
I understand.
Does that make sense?
Well, yes. You're on
Magpie.
once a week, right?
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Magpie.
Every Tuesday.
Okay.
May I
You
just
go
add
ahead, David.
on Magpie? Just like just to like make you think about things a little bit more. So on Friday I was at a slaughterhouse, a few of them, and the first one I went to, it's called St. Helens, and they kill cows. And so, we go there just to show people like what's really happening, because a lot of people will never go to a slaughterhouse. A lot of people will never go to a sanctuary. They won't visit these animals. They won't get to know them, their individual personalities and such. And so, one thing, like when you mentioned the dairy thing, I just had a flashback as to these cows. They're on a timer. So basically, they give 2 3 babies and they're sent to the slaughterhouse. And one thing the activist beside me pointed out, and I got some film of it, is these cows still had milk in their udders, and you could see them dripping right from the udders. And so one of the trucks pulled up, and these cows are just they're looking at you. Their eyes are fixed on you, and they're what's going on? Like they have no idea what's going on. They're picked up from this slaughterhouse or from this farm. They're put on this metal truck that's so foreign to them, right? They're driven hours and hours, sometimes, like even days, brought, with their family, their friends. They're sitting on this truck, and they get a glance at you, and you look at them, and they're looking to you to say, what's going on? Like, am I okay? Is everything going to be okay? What's like, they don't know, right? And so we put them in that position due to our purchases. For what point, right? Does taste, come at the cost of someone's life? Is this necessary? We know that it's not. So I just wanted to point that out. Like, you can go and look at some of the video footage out there. You can go and see what
I've seen
happens.
it.
Maybe go to a sanctuary, visit a cow.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
I've seen the videos. That's what is turning me off. That's just, it's brutal.
Yeah, it really
I
is.
mean, I just probably, in relation, I know this is going to sound weird, but it's not, when they put those cows in there for slaughterhouse, that's not any different than what they did to the Jewish people. I mean, really,
Yeah. I
human
mean,
beings.
Mm.
They
yeah,
put them in there and then, well, you know what happened.
yeah, even Holocaust survivors have equated it to
Yeah,
that. So,
I believe
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Magpie. It
Well,
seems like
I
you're very empathetic. It seems like you're the type of person that just knows the difference. It's just you got to take action. Like, because we
yeah.
can have a lot of people come on here and say, all these things and feel probably pretty good about themselves, but fall back into maybe some of these habits, because that's all they are really at the end of the day. I mean, I've been vegan for 12 years. I had no idea what I was doing at the beginning, but now we have this ecosystem where we can help you. So,
Yeah,
I
I've been, it's been over 30 years, but I still am not over that, running over that poor guy. That's
yeah,
what,
yeah,
to watch him
Magpie,
take his last breath, and then I think of a cow or something. Not, he's a human, but I think of a cow or something else, taking their last breaths in front of me.
yeah.
So,
yeah, that's
but
horrific.
I'll get back
Magpie, can I
next
just
week.
give you one suggestion? Come back next week. That's excellent. And my suggestion is just take it one day at a time. Don't focus on, oh, I'll never consume these products or stuff like that. Just take it one day at a time. Be plant-based every day. And you'll see that at some point you won't even miss it anymore. But just take it one
That's
day at a
true. That's what
time.
I'm gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Instead of taking it one product at a time, take it one day at a time. I think that's better.
And Jim, I was gonna ask you.
Yep.
I've been on here a few times before. You probably know me.
Okay.
The dummy that's always bringing up Donner Summit and all that.
There's bringing up what? Sorry.
Donner Summit, taking people to over Donner Summit and for $17 or whatever. I was being joking with you at times. You probably don't remember.
Oh
But
no, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I speak to a lot of
that's
people.
me. I've been on her quite a bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
I usually just text, and I always get once in a while I'll get a smile out, a little smirk out of you because you looked at it, and
Oh.
I thought, I have to get a hold of her because she's pretty smart.
Oh, I appreciate
So,
that. No,
I
I
really
think
I really like all your advice, and yours too, 40. And I'll talk to you next week.
appreciate it. Yeah, really appreciate you, you Magpie, and I really look forward to hearing how you've been getting on. Really cool.
All right, take
All
care
right.
of yourselves.
Awesome. You too.
Bye.
He seemed like a nice guy. So
It's so nice to see when people.
yeah, it's refreshing, isn't it? Having
The
somebody
more
who's
outreach I did, the more I realized that the people.
yeah.
Yeah, and the people who come up with the excuses are the privileged ones. When you see somebody who has experienced sorrow, they're always understand it in a different way, and they can relate to it, and they understand the injustice better. So it's really
Yeah.
nice to see somebody like that.
It is. Before we move on, I just need to say thank you to a couple of people over on YouTube. We've got Marcos, who's very kindly sent, I think, €220 donations. Thank you so much, Marcos. That's so kind of you. So very generous. It all goes towards my work as an activist. And Daniel, also $9.99. Yeah, also really, really kind, very generous, really appreciate it. And I'm Bretta Barnes as well. Said, if any of the trolls in here are grown men, you really need to sort your lives out. Yeah, I get confused as to why adults. I mean, I can kind of understand with kids if they're bored or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just triggered. But yeah. Let's move on. Hopefully we can. Oh my goodness! I've got another one as well from Sabby Coops, €20. Oh, it's I'm Bretta Bond's birthday. I've been sent €20 because it's I'm Bretta Bond's birthday. Well, happy birthday. Okay, hopefully we can carry on as we've started. Let's see if anyone else is going to be as awesome as Magpie. Next we have Hyperbase Turbo Chad. Hey, are you over 18?
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. Are you over 18?
I am, yes.
Okay. Awesome. So first of all, just to clarify, so what's your understanding of veganism?
I guess it depends on if you're talking about purely dietary restrictions or if you're referencing like the ethical framework, but I guess to put it simply, it's not eating or using, because I know some people don't wear animal products either.
Yeah.
Not consuming animal-based products.
Yeah, so it's the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So it extends beyond what we eat, but also we wouldn't wear anyone's skin or use any other animals for entertainment or for testing or for any purpose, labor, etc. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Certainly.
Okay. And do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or for any other purpose?
I mean, I do, mostly because I think that, I personally, so I don't eat any meat. I don't wear any leather. I'm not a vegan.
Yeah.
However, I have a close friend of mine who has been vegan in the past, was unable to stay vegan due to being diabetic and having a nut allergy. She was unable to manage her glucose with a vegan diet. A keto diet is
Yeah.
what keeps her out of the hospital and out of DKA,
Sorry.
and she can't achieve a keto diet because of her
Yeah.
nut allergy.
Sorry to
maintaining
interrupt.
veganism.
Hyperbase Turbo Chat. Can we just focus on you and your situation? Because I don't want to talk about somebody who isn't here and their situation. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's a bit less relevant, but sure.
Yeah. So I just want to understand if you think that you can truly respect other animals and exploit them at the same time.
I guess it depends on what you're considering exploitation. I think that there is an ethical way. Like, I eat eggs that are from chickens that I know and take care of.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
by
egg birds are
exploit.
going to. I don't buy them. I rescue them. Egg hens are going to exist. One way or another. They need to be taken care of. They can't consume all the eggs that they produce. And I guess I don't see any difference if you're going to toss them into the woods versus eat them yourself. I don't see.
Well, I certainly wouldn't argue for doing that, tossing them into the woods. That wouldn't be in their interest. So by exploiting them, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests. So I also take care of chickens, but I don't use them for their eggs, right? Because we don't need to. We have loads of foods that we can get nutrients from. So yeah, I think that we don't need to use other animals for what they produce. So
Sure,
you
but
said
if the eggs are laid, there's more than they can reasonably consume because they'll eat some of their own eggs, build back some of their calcium.
You can
If
also
there's an
give
excess
them
of
an
eggs,
injection. You can also
you
give them an
don't.
injection to not have eggs, to not make eggs anymore, since it's very detrimental for them to be alive anyway. You can give them a hormonal injection so that they live without producing eggs every day, which is detrimental to their body. So if you care about the chickens, you can do that and not take their eggs.
I don't know that that is realistic or attainable, and I don't know if that is, injecting hormones to stop their
Yeah,
egg
because
production seems
well, we
unethical.
selectively bred them to lay more than 300 eggs per year. In the wild, they used to lay between 12 and 15 eggs a year. Imagine having your period every single day of the year. It's obviously extremely taxing on their body. They lose a lot of micronutrients, and they have to eat
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
because of it. And we actually have a lot of situations,
So
a lot
how
of
available
cases
is
where
this?
I'm sure if you go to a veterinarian, they can help you out with that. Yeah.
Oh no. I work with one. I work in vet
Then they
med.
should know. They probably should know about it.
I
They'll help you
mean,
out with that.
at the very least, it does not seem to be accessible where I am
Did you ask? How would you know if you don't ask?
because I work with animals every day,
And
and it's not something that
well,
is
I'm sure,
utilized.
like everything in medicine, there's first of all, there's a lot of advancements you may not be aware of, and second of all, like everything in medicine, not every doctor knows everything, and not every veterinarian knows
Sure.
everything.
Yeah,
You
not
have
every
to look it
doctor
up,
knows
and then
everything. However, I do think that what is approved for use in your country may be very different than what's approved for use in my country. There is
are you not in the United
tons of
States?
monoclonal antibody treatments that have been used for 10 plus years in Australia and the EU that are not approved by the FDA for use.
Sure, but let's imagine, hypothetically speaking, if they are there, do you think that then that's the best thing to do to them?
Sure, I would think that's reasonable, yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask Hyperbase? So because you're talking about this one specific example here, so do you not shop at the grocery store? Do you not consume like any
Animal
eggs
products
or
in the grocery store? No,
yeah?
I don't support any factory farming. I only eat animal products that are from either my own or people that I know who have raised, processed, etc.
Sure. So you
If I
don't
eat fish, it's something that I have personally caught.
so you don't like buy anything with like eggs in or like cow's milk or anything or like
I'm lactose
dairy.
intolerant.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask because usually people will talk about one specific scenario, but then they're doing a load of other things as well.
No, I very, very specifically do not support factory farming at all. Period.
Okay.
Well,
So you also said that you think that we can respectfully exploit them. So I just wanted to ask if you were being exploited
No.
for your
I
body
didn't say you could
parts.
respectfully exploit them. I said that you could engage in eating animal products without exploitation, is what I said.
Okay. So by exploitation, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests. So if you don't think that it's exploiting them to be consuming them, then you would have to demonstrate how it's in their interests to consume their body or what comes out of them.
I don't think you answered my question, which was if there is a surplus of eggs,
Well, it's
they are not going to be
you're
eating all of
changing the
them.
you're kind of changing the
Do you
subject here,
do you
hyper-based.
toss them into the woods?
Yeah,
I guess I don't understand how it's exploitation
I
to
can answer
eat
that
eggs that
question, no
are
problem.
produced either way. What's the
So,
difference between them rotting
okay, so I can
versus them
explain it
being
to you fairly simple.
consumed?
Sure. So instead of padding those sentences with nothing, maybe finish the sentence. Thank you. So just to be clear, if a chicken lays eggs and you are looking after the chicken and you are feeding them the eggs back, and then they keep laying eggs and then you keep feeding the eggs back, and at some point you feed them the eggs and they no longer want it, but there still are some eggs in there. Somehow they laid more than they ate back, which is almost never happens. But let's imagine, hypothetically speaking,
Do you
that
keep
does happen.
chickens?
Let's imagine, hypothetically speaking, that does happen.
Do you keep egg birds?
Once you
Hyper-based.
have one egg,
If you could just listen
let
to
me
what
finish for
Chip's
a second.
saying, yeah.
Yeah. So the minute that you have, as you call them, quote unquote, extra eggs, and you need to remove them from the nest because otherwise the chicken would have an issue with them, because sometimes leaving them in the nest can also impact the chickens and they would lay less eggs. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, that egg is whatever, rotten or something, and instead of throwing it in the trash, you want to eat it. I have no problem. Just like I have no problem with you cleaning up the shit of an animal and eating the shit of an animal, right? Like, we don't have a problem specifically for that. But the minute that you see them as an egg laying machine, which it does sound like you do, because you are trying to justify you using them for their eggs, you speak nothing about their interest as Jem has asked you, and the minute that Jem has asked you, what is it that you're doing in their interest when you're taking their eggs, you dodged it back by saying, well, you didn't answer my question. Well, I answered your question now. Now, can you come back to the question that Jem has asked you? What exactly is it in their interest when you're taking their eggs?
Yeah, I can absolutely explain that for you. Having excess eggs around attracts predators. It will directly link to their suffering and death.
In your
Hyper-based.
yard? Wait a minute. In your
Uh,
yard, you have predators?
Can I?
Yeah, I realize that Europe doesn't have the kind of forests and natural land, but there's snakes, there's hawks, there's plenty of predators.
Yeah, so I think that the
I
way I
called
look at
BS
it
on that.
is, and when a chicken lays an egg, that's something that's came out of the body. It's a waste product. It's kind of like just because they've laid an egg doesn't mean that you need to use it. It's kind of like their poo. Like you would just get it and dispose of it, right? Because when you're vegan, you don't view them as a resource or being here to serve you. So you just it's not in their interest for you to take their eggs and to use them for yourself. So you would just dispose of it. You don't have to
So
leave
you
them
think
in.
that ethically it is better to create food waste, and so
I don't
say
view
if
it as
I'm not
food
eating an egg,
waste.
that then puts the demands of my diet somewhere else. If I'm going to
Hyper,
replace that via
hyper-based. Can I
soy,
ask a
then I'm doing
question?
significantly.
Wait,
No, I can
one
finish
second,
my
David.
sentence. Thank you.
1 second before David, because
If
I
I'm
can
going
prove
to
to her
replace
that
that
she's
with,
wrong.
say, soy, I'm going to be
What is this
harming
food
the
waste?
environment rather than using the resources that are available, that are
Wait,
surplus, and
I can prove to you that you're
are
wrong. So you
not.
said you
She
have
doesn't understand.
predators. You said we have predators. So if you let the predators eat the eggs, as you say, then the predators will kill less animals in the process because they have to find sustenance. And a lot of times, these predators are obligate carnivores. So if they actually
Okay,
eat the
great.
eggs,
So
as
we
you
should
say, and
feed
they
all of our
attract them.
animals to
So no,
predators then, yeah?
actually, in
We shouldn't
fact,
protect
you
them.
should
We should just feed them to predators so they.
no, you should feed the eggs to the predators. If you have so many predators, why don't
No,
you feed the
you
eggs to the
don't
predators? You would
understand.
cause less
Feeding
victims
the
in the
predators
process.
attracts them and puts the chickens at risk. They will then go after the chickens.
Oh, so
Having them
the
know
egg,
that
so
there
they
is a
smell the
food
egg, but they
source
go after the
near the
chicken.
chickens puts them at direct risk.
This is so bullshit. It's like,
Can
first
I?
of all,
Sorry.
just go on,
You're
David. It's
dodging
just
my
Okay, show me a
you're
bullshit.
dodging
source.
my
Show
Can I
me a
every
just
point, by
source
the
ask,
that
way.
feeding.
please,
Show me a
please, can I
source.
ask? Can I ask
Yes.
Hyper? So a couple questions. One is if you didn't eat the eggs from the hen, would you even have the birds on your property?
Yes, that's actually not why I have them. I didn't have them for eggs. I have them because they're rescues. And
So
they lay eggs.
are you aware what happens to like the males in the industry, and also so you let
I
them live
am.
out
That's
their
why
life?
I do not eat
Yeah.
chicken. That's why I don't support factory farming. I
Okay.
don't know if you were maybe not here for all of this, but
Yeah.
I do not buy any factory
Yeah,
farmed
I heard
products.
that. I
I
heard
don't
that.
eat any meat.
She fishes
Okay.
though.
Yeah, so
Oh no, that was an
I'm just
example.
wondering,
I don't regularly fish.
do you know what bumblefoot is?
I do.
Yeah. And how often do these hens suffer from bumblefoot?
Pretty much never.
Pardon?
Mine?
Yeah.
I've never had one.
So you've never had one, and how many hens have you had?
3.
3 hens. And none of them suffered. So can you tell me some of the kinds of diseases that they might suffer from?
Yeah, they can get parasites, they can get calcium deficiencies, as you mentioned, they can get bumblefoot, they can get sauerkraut. There's a bunch of different things that the
And-
hens can get.
And so also like osteoporosis, right? Are you aware of that?
Sure, yes, that falls under calcium deficiency diseases for
Yeah,
the
and
most part. Sometimes they can be hormonal, but typically they're from calcium deficiencies.
And so, like it was mentioned earlier, that these hens are suffering just by living, right? Would you agree?
I mean, in the sense that like any living creature is suffering by living, are you suggesting that we
By
just
the way,
euthanize them?
David and everyone, by the way, this is a straw man, just to be clear, because this person also kills fish. We already know that, as she just established. She says she doesn't do it regularly, but she does kill fish. So the only animal product that she says she consumes is eggs,
invasive lionfish.
and she also said that she consumes animal products from farms that she knows. So which animal products do you consume from farms that you know? Is it that you need more eggs than from those 3 chickens, or what other animal products do
Yeah,
you
that
consume?
was.
No, occasionally if I have a couple friends who work in agriculture, and if they have like excess or gifted products, I don't buy anything
Like
from
what
them.
kind of products?
Occasionally meat, although I haven't
Yeah.
eaten
So you
Oh,
lied the
there
entire
you go.
time. You lied the entire time.
Jesus
Also,
Christ!
Lied the
Holy-
entire time.
And you
Hyperbator.
should
I
be
also
dishonest,
worked in
by the way.
animal
4.5
agriculture, by the way.
years.
I worked in animal agriculture, by the way, too. And this nonsense about factory farm versus small farm, I mean, my friend Chip could probably provide you a study. Listen, it doesn't matter whether the scale is larger or smaller. It's the fact that all these animals are suffering on these places and these farms. I've been to small scale farms,
You don't
and
think
I've
that their
seen the worst
condition
as an
matters? You
inspector,
don't
as a
think
former.
that
You
I
appeal
can
to
show you a
authority,
study.
right?
free-range
You appeal
chickens
to
that
authority,
are
right? You appeal to
living
authority,
their
right? You
wonderful,
appeal
happy
to authority,
lives
right? You appeal
False
to
I can show you a
authority
authority.
study.
also, by
ones
the
that
way.
are kept
You
in
appeal to
cages
authority,
filled
right?
to the knees with their own
I don't think
feces.
Hyperbase
You
is
don't think that's
listening because
different?
she just
Yeah,
No.
seems to keep on talking.
Well, she
Hyperbase.
appealed
If
to
I show you a
authority, right?
study,
So
if I
I'm
show you a
responding
study
to
that
you.
it's the
Could
same,
Ask
if I show you a
Hyperbase
study
to
that it's the same.
recapitulate anything anyone
Yeah,
said
show me
in
the
this
study.
entire conversation.
Okay. So wait a minute, because I'm looking. I have it here saved somewhere. Do you want the PMID? What do you want?
Sure, yeah, that works.
Okay, so
I'd
the
just like to
PMID
point
is
out that
361-75235. It's animal welfare for factory farms versus smaller farms. And the outcome of this study, which was done on 3,900 dairy farms, showed that, in fact, wait, I'm opening up the study right now just so that I quote it specifically. It was done on 3,000 dairy farms in Germany, from dairy farms, from the farm sizes from 7 to 3,000 cows. So very much from very small farms to very large farms. And it showed that actually the animal welfare index was slightly better on the larger farms because they did have standards in practice for every situation. And while on smaller farms, they had a lot of times with the farmer, on the larger farms, they actually had a better animal welfare index. So your whole shebang about the animal being happier in one direction or another is BS, according to this study.
Yeah, and according to my own personal
So I
experience
just want to clarify.
as an
You are
inspector,
seriously arguing based off of this one study that I can't find, so I can't verify their.
What else do you have?
Research.
What else do you have? It's called "Is Animal Welfare Better on Smaller Dairy Farms?" Evidence from 3,085 dairy farms in Germany. You can look it up. What else do you have? What study do you have?
I'd be a bit more interested in her
She
epistemology.
just has
Does she think
she just
that...
has her own gut instinct, her gut feel.
well, yeah,
She's just
I
going
mean,
off-
like,
does she think...
She's going off
I've been
feelings.
called, I've been called to testify as a
So you're
witness
seriously
in
arguing
animal
that
agriculture
factory farming
case.
in
It's like,
animals
holy
in
shit,
conditions
man.
where
Hang
they
on.
never see the sun, they can't turn
So
around.
I'm gonna sorry, I just muted her. Carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah, so I would just like to state that I'm a former federal inspector. I used to work in animal agriculture, hyperbait, and so like we can go over the appeal to authority just because you've been on a farm or you've seen a farm. I've been on more farms than you. I've been in more slaughterhouses than you. I understand the system pretty much as well as anybody can understand it. So the idea that you're pulling out here is that you're getting this some sort of like specialized animal that was treated okay, that you can't even verify where you got it from. Like this just doesn't
You're
equate.
saying that I
It
can't
doesn't equate,
verify where I
right?
got it from?
Well,
I
Well, you
know
can't
their
verify
name.
that these animals
Shush.
lived a good life, that they didn't suffer, that they didn't go through certain things. Just by living, these animals are suffering. And I think everybody on the panel would agree. So
Okay, so what's your solution? Euthanize all
my
of them?
my solution is like to
Definitely
not
not
breed them
false
into
dichotomy.
existence.
To
Oh,
not
Right.
I
exploit
agree
them.
with that. I don't think that they
Not-
should be bred into
and-
existence, but
and
but
the
the
big
three
one
that are
here,
in my
and the
yard
big
are
one here.
alive.
The big one here
They're
is to
here.
not exploit them. And that's what you're doing.
So, wait, the ones in your yard are alive, but what about the ones that you get from your friends who are farmers? The meat that you get from them, Those are you
Oh,
clearly
you're
know that
latching onto
in
that.
order
It's
to
been
get
over
those.
4
What
years
about
since I've
fishing?
seen
What
any
about the
meat.
fishing that you do, killing the
Yeah,
innocent fish?
lionfish,
What about them?
invasive lionfish.
She's not
Do
Doesn't
you
listening to
matter
think
if
nobody,
we
they're
by
should
the way.
invasive or
we should
not.
not
You're an
cull
invasive.
invasive
You're
lionfish?
an invasive individual yourself.
Oh,
Should
you
somebody
is this
unalive
is
you for being
such
invasive?
Oh, you are so insincere. That's
Are you
incredible.
not
The
invasive?
irony. The irony.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to have a productive conversation. So they've dropped off, but yeah, I mean, I don't understand this. It's such a common belief that for some reason people believe that animals on factory farms, they live much more miserable lives than animals on any other kind of farm. But yeah, that's just not the case, as Chip has provided the evidence for it. These animals who are also being exploited on other farms, I've said before that you can even argue that it's even crueler, because if they are having a good life, they're valuing their life and they're enjoying that, then it's even worse for them to get that taken away from them, because they're getting something
Je-
taken from them that they value more. But yeah, there is no
yeah,
evidence that they're having a better life on these farms anyway. I mean, let me give one example, right? So chickens on free range farms, they're not thinking, oh, thank I'm being exploited, but hey, thank God I'm not in a cage, because they don't know, unless they've been in a cage and then moved to a free range farm. They don't know what it's like to be a caged hen. So they're going to be just as miserable as the hens in the cages, because they're also suffering. Like, sorry, Chip, what were you going to
Like,
say?
I was gonna say that sorry, my former colleagues, he's not really a friend anymore, that he works for a company that actually for factory farming pigs, which we all know is freaking horrific. He's working on developing AI software that monitors all the pigs so that while they're alive, the pigs are as happy as they can be. So the type of technology, it's true that on smaller farms that it's closer to what we call traditional. It's nothing more than appeal to nature, thinking that smaller farms are better. But larger farms are doing their best for the animals. They do have a lot of standard practice. They do have veterinarians on call. They do have a lot of things put there for the animals. But at the end of the day, as you put it, it is just slavery. It's just that. So it's no matter how nice conditions you have, it will always be just that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like modifying slavery. And I would just add that the case files that I used to see in animal health when I was an inspector, like almost a majority of these cases of people exploiting animals in some extreme ways that I probably can't even say on here. In like, if you can use your imagination, lonely farmer working in a shed or whatever with these pigs, like doing certain things to them. Like, if you can use your imagination, like there's a lot of things that go unlooked at, unwatched, especially on these small farms. So again, like it's just this appeal to like a bigger and smaller scale, which is better, which is worse. At the end of the day, it's all exploitation.
Can I
Yeah.
say one thing regarding the original claim she made?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she said the first thing that she purported was that when she came up in the live stream that her friend engages in a ketogenic diet to treat type 2 diabetes mellitus. I mean, she's horribly unfamiliar with the clinical literature to this end, but actually the mistake that people make regarding type 2 diabetes mellitus is the pathology of it is multifactorial. I mean, if you can sort of, the salient causal predictor of type 2 diabetes mellitus is excess adipose tissue. So anything that in the short term can reduce your body fat levels, can treat type 2 diabetes mellitus. What's important is the long-term health outcomes. When you actually look at the literature on that one, actually ketogenic diets are potent causal predictors of metabolic diseases like metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes mellitus, because it chronically elevates pernicious biometrics like HbA1c, which is like sort of tantamount to chronically elevated blood glucose levels. So like, yeah, she doesn't have a rudimentary understanding of disease pathology either. It's nonsense. Type 2 diabetes, ketogenic diets are like largely very, very deleterious regarding type 2 diabetes mellitus. So it's complete nonsense. Anyway, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But yeah, and I also wanted to add that it's kind of, you know, she said, I rescued these hens. Rescued them to exploit them is not rescuing. But also, if it was her being exploited and enslaved, or anyone, no way would we say, oh, please give us better conditions. Please give me, you know, a comfy mattress. And we would say, just leave us alone. That's what we want at the bare minimum, to be left alone. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could I just add one thing
Sure.
before we go on to the next conversation? So first thing, I like every time I hear someone bring up this argument, I know they're not being genuine. Like I don't even think she was actually like genuine that she rescues hens in the first place. I think they're just coming up to argue.
Okay.
Secondly, most of the time that I hear people like this, like I've caught a few people, especially on TikTok, who will like bring up this kind of not even actually doing these actions. Like they just are coming here to stump us and like be unjustified to use humans in this prospect that we're using animals. Then it's unjustified to use animals when we don't need in this way when we don't need to.
Yeah.
Like it's like adopting a human who has been bred to have a period every day, like Chip said, and then you're drinking her period blood because you're letting food go to waste.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm just having some tech issues at the moment. For some reason, my stream seems to have paused. Let me see. I don't think a wires came out. Oh, hang on. I think I'm getting reconnected again. Bear with me. You know how you guys know how tech issues stress me. I'm like, oh my god. It should be coming back.
That's the learning curve.
Yeah. When I
I
was
mean, tech issues do suck, so you know.
They do. But yeah, I've got everyone on YouTube like, no, damn tech. I don't even know if anyone on YouTube can.
Seems to be okay right now.
Really? I mean, it is a minute behind or so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Let me just. I mean, OBS
It
seems to be
usually
working.
is.
Oh,
It
okay.
usually is behind.
Yeah. I mean, my preview has gone, but somebody on YouTube said that everything's good. So, should we carry on?
Yep.
Let's carry on. Right, next up is grafts. Hey, are you over 18?
What do you say?
Are you over 18?
Yeah,
What year were you born?
2006.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism, first of all?
When you don't eat animals.
Okay, so that's a consequence of being vegan. So why would you think a vegan might do that? Not eat animals.
I don't know. Save animals, innit?
Okay. So veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So
Jim, they're a child.
Are they?
They're like 14 or 13.
Yeah, guys, if you lie about your age, then you will get found out. Sometimes I'm not sure because like little boys could be women because you know they've got like high voices, but it could be like a women.
I looked up their profile, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, 2006 is not a child. 2006 would be like a God, I can't do quick maths. 2008. Yeah, 2008 is 18. Okay, let's keep moving on. I mean, I could, if I'm suspicious of somebody, I could just kick them off and go to the next one. But I usually like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Ali, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, what year were you born?
January 3rd, 2008.
Okay. So what's your understanding of veganism?
It's when they don't eat any products made by animals or are animals.
So that would be a consequence of veganism. So why do you think a vegan might do that?
Obviously, because they don't like the thought of eating a dead animal.
Okay. So veganism is actually about being against animal exploitation. So we're against using other animals against their interests for for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or for entertainment, for their skin. So it does go beyond what we eat. Do you think that we should respect other animals?
In my opinion, it don't matter if we respect them or not, because in the end of the day,
So
they're
is
never
that
going to stop being killed.
so is that sorry, is that a no?
Well, I'm saying we should respect them, but
Oh,
if they're
so you
gonna
do.
at one, yeah, I
Okay.
think we should respect
So
animals, but
so do you think that we can truly respect them and exploit them at the same time?
yeah, I do believe so.
Okay. So let's say you were being exploited for your body for
Yeah.
someone else said this is a kid. Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
a kid. You can.
I don't think they're a kid.
You're
Okay.
I'm
literally
definitely
wearing a
a kid.
school uniform in your profile.
Yeah, that was my leavers day from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still in your profile 2 years later. That makes sense.
Yeah, that is a normal thing to have. I think pretty sure people have baby photos as their profile pictures as 40-year-old people.
20-year-olds have pictures of themselves in school as their profile pictures. Yeah, that's
Not
not
20.
ubiquitous.
I'm 18. I've just finished college.
Wait, you just said that you
Okay.
left school 2 years ago.
Yeah, I've left high school 2 years ago. Now this is my last year of college. I'm 18.
Nah, you
Just
don't finish.
legal.
You don't
Yeah.
finish high school. You finish high school at 18, man.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I'm in the UK. Hello?
Yeah, you finish high school at
Yeah,
18.
search it up. High school finishes at 16 in the UK. Search it up.
Right. Let's get back to the conversation. So I'm
Bloody
going to give
hell.
you the benefit of the doubt. So if you were being exploited for your body parts, so for
Yeah.
your flesh, your reproductive system, for your skin, for entertainment, for anything at all, could that ever be respectful towards you?
No, but
No.
the point I'm
Okay.
trying to get at is farmers, they give these animals good lives. They feed them.
Okay.
They give them safety. They
Hold
give them
on.
shelter.
So let's say, Ollie, you've been raised, you've been given a good life, you've been given food, you've been given shelter. So would it be respectful for your parents who have given you this life, or for anybody because you've had a good life? Would it be respectful for them to exploit you for your body, for them to take your life away from you?
Well, let me say this: animals, when they get to a certain
No.
age, they start to.
I mean, if
No,
you could just
can I
answer the
speak?
question.
Can I speak? This is my
Not
answer.
if you're not going to
This
answer
is
the
my
question.
this is my answer.
What's your answer?
He's not gonna engage, by the way.
Can you
He's
stop
just
interrupting,
here to
please?
try
Can
and
you
prove
stop
a point.
interrupting, please?
Ollie, could you
That's okay.
possibly repeat her question back, just so that we're aware that you're listening?
If my parents fed me, gave me shelter, is it all right if they exploit me for my food, flesh, blah blah blah?
Yes,
Yes, I
so
listen.
it's a yes or no.
And I'm going to give my answer
Yes, so
with
just
an
say yes.
example. All right.
So just say yes or no.
Well, if that's what my life was about, then yes. If that's what I was born to be, which animals are born to be exploited.
So
At a certain age.
if I
It's the
get
horrible
pregnant
truth.
and I decide that my child is going to exist to be my personal, I
No,
don't
if
know,
that was the
I'm going
normal,
to turn
if that
I'm going
was
to
the
turn their
normal,
skin into like a handbag, that would be moral because I've decided that that's their
that's
purpose.
what the normal thing to do. If that was what the normal thing to do,
Oh,
the
an
norm,
appeal
which it
to
is,
normality.
in this
Okay.
society, the norm is
You
that
know,
you
an
raise the
appeal.
animals, you feed them, you get them
Ollie,
Bring
big.
the
Ollie,
justification for that.
do you know what a logical fallacy is?
Can you explain it to me, please?
Okay. A logical fallacy. Hang on. I'm
It's
going to
just
get
an
the
error in
actual. I'm
reasoning.
going to get the actual definition. So it's an error in reasoning that undermines the validity of an argument, often misleading or distracting from the truth. So an appeal to popularity is a logical fallacy. You're saying that
Yeah.
this is moral. Something is moral because it's popular, because it's like the norm. Right, human slavery was once the norm. right? Would you think that human slavery is moral because that was once the normal?
You've got to think, if that's what let's say you're born in those times and that's what you've been brought up, you've
Wait,
been
was slavery
corrupted,
moral?
you've
Ollie,
been
was
corrupt.
slavery
No,
moral?
it's not moral. But
Was
I'm
it
saying
moral?
it wasn't. But I'm saying if you're
Great.
brought up
Oh,
in
but
that
it was
time,
normal.
Because it was the norm, though.
yeah. So can I explain? If you was brought up in that time and you was brought up to believe that it was normal, then you'd go with it. If that's what you was brought
And
up
it
to
was
believe.
moral.
And I'm
And it
saying
was
it's
moral,
corruption of the
according to you.
mind. I'm saying back then people were corrupted in the mind to believe that it was normal. But
Just like you are now. You are
and I'm
corrupted
going
to
to admit
believe
I am.
that
I
it's,
am
yeah.
corrupted in mind, yes, I'll admit that. But
So then you know
that's not
that
going
it's
to change.
immoral to force animals into slaughterhouses for a trivial product.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's immoral to do so, why would you continue doing it?
Because I can't change the fact that the animal's already dead. Why would I not eat it if it's already dead? It's not like I'm killing it.
Because it's not a problem that they're already dead. When you buy a product in the supermarket, what they do is they have to replenish that store. So in order to do that, they will demand more animals get unalived.
Yeah, but can we point out, if we didn't use animals for meat, they'd be in the wild.
He's
and
just
they
No, they
wouldn't
wouldn't.
pivoting.
No, they
He's just
wouldn't.
So where would
pivoting,
they
by
be?
the way.
Where would they be?
Wait,
They
before we
wouldn't-
go
they
there,
wouldn't
Ollie, do
exist.
you agree? Yeah, before we go there, Ollie, do you agree that in you consuming animal products, you demand animals to be unalived?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why would you continue doing that? Since you
Because
said it's immoral.
me stopping ain't going to change the fact that it happens, thank you. So
Okay, so if I show you that you stopping would actually change something, would you stop demanding the exploitation of non-human animals?
So we're saying that if I stopped me,
Yeah.
it would stop the whole world.
No, not the whole world. It would stop the exploitation of 100 animals each year.
100 animals each year out of the millions.
No, yeah, but 100 animals each year. How can you justify exploiting 100 animals each year?
Well, all right. Let me.
They
let
have
me ask
your
you this
name on
question.
them.
Actually, I've got a question for you, and then you answer it, and I'll answer yours.
They have your name on
said,
them.
Wait. If I said to you that you have to eat meat, and it stops 100 people being exploited that get put into sex trafficking and blah blah blah, and it stopped 100 people each year, would you stop being a vegan for these animals?
So are you asking me that? First of all, so you're putting a hypothetical example out there that if I
Which you've
demand
just
the
done
exploitation,
to me. Which you've just done
no,
to me.
Ali, it's not a hypothetical. We have data showing that you save up to 100 animals per year by being vegan. First of all, and second of all, your hypothetical example is assuming you're making me answer a scenario where would I save 100 animals or 100 people? That's what you're asking, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, correct. Well, it depends on who the people are, and it depends who the animals are. Fairly simple. For example,
Ollie.
I would gladly
This is why I told you this was
unalive.
a child, by the way.
I would
Yeah.
gladly unalive 100 Hitlers. I would gladly unalive them.
I
would
don't
gladly,
understand
no
the relevance
problem.
of the
I'm on
question.
about 100 random people and 100
This
random
isn't
animals.
about unaliving, though. This is
Do you
about
understand, Ollie, that
exploiting.
yeah, and Ollie, do you understand that the choice isn't between humans versus animals, okay? Whatever my choice is between humans versus animals, however absurd you may find it, that is simply my point of view. What I'm asking of you is not to have my view and who you value more. What I'm asking of you is to, when you choose to a product, instead of choosing to exploit an innocent sentient being to death, choose not to. Your choice is between unaliving 100 animals each year or not. So please explain to me, because you said you will answer your question and I answered your question. So how is it justified for you to force 100 innocent animals to death each year?
You said that if I stopped, it would save up to 100 animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is fully incorrect because me stopping it wouldn't stop them from dying because
So
they would still
Ollie,
be killed
how
anyway.
do you justify?
They will still
What did
be
I just
killed
ask
anyway.
you?
So your question
Ollie,
is
what did I just ask you? What did I just ask you?
Go on, repeat
What did I just ask you?
Repeat
so
it.
you didn't listen.
Well, I thought I listened, but obviously you'd changed
Listen,
your mind
man.
now. Go
Listen,
on, carry on.
you don't. Do you know how disrespectful it is when I answer your question and you cannot answer mine? But you know what? I'll grant you this because you don't know. You know your brain isn't working fully. So I'll ask you. I'll answer your question yet again. I'll ask you the question yet again.
Go on.
How do you justify forcing 100 innocent animals into slaughterhouses each year?
How do I justify it?
Yeah.
But I can't.
It's wrong what you're doing.
Yes, it is wrong.
Okay, so can you please stop?
Can I please stop? That's what you're asking me.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
asking you to
no,
stop
because
being violent
either way,
towards
if I eat it
animals.
or if I don't, they're not. There's
Wait,
100.
Can you please
There's
stop
sorry.
being
100
violent towards
specific.
animals?
Listen. No, can I please speak?
Wait,
These
wait.
are 100
No, because you're
specific.
committing another logical fallacy. It's an appeal to futility. It's yet
You're
another
being
logical fallacy,
hypothetical here,
Ollie.
because either way, these 100 animals are dedicated to me. So either way, they're going to
Yes,
die.
they
They're
are.
going to be. No, they're not. That's hypothetical. These 100
Nope.
animals aren't
100
going to be
animals eat here.
dedicated to me.
Ollie, let me put it this way. If you eat chicken, one chicken breast means one chicken being exploited to death for you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
think
that's
Ollie
one animal.
understands
Tell me,
supply
how
and
do you
demand.
justify
But
one
that's
single
the
animal per
no.
day?
'Cause I don't
Ollie,
think
how
you
do you
understand.
justify one single animal per year dying for you? That we know 100% sure is true. Tell me, how do you justify unaliving one single animal per year?
I can't justify it.
Okay, so it is wrong what you're doing. So why don't you stop?
Because it's my lifestyle. It's the way I eat. It's how I eat. It's how I always will eat. I don't want to be eating
That's not a question. That's not a question. I understand you want to continue being violent towards animals.
Yeah.
But the question is, what makes you think it's okay for people to be violent towards animals? Is it pleasure? Do you think pleasure justifies violence towards innocent animals?
Well, in the end of the day, we're not killing the animals. We're eating it. They're already
Ollie,
dead.
does
So...
pleasure justify violence towards animals?
No, I've never said it did.
Well, your actions say that they do.
Well, no, because I'm not killing the animal. I'm
So
eating its
you know
dead
what would you
remains.
call Ollie? Why would you call a person that says their values are one thing but their action says another?
But I'm not killing the animal. It's already
Ollie,
dead.
What would you call
It's
a person, Ollie? What would you call a person that does one thing
hypocrite.
and they say a different thing?
Hypocrite.
Exactly. That's
Dirty word.
exactly what you are. Do you
But
acknowledge
no,
that?
because you're
I don't
saying
think
it's
Ollie
my pleasure.
understands
But
supply
no,
and
this
demand.
is
I don't
what I'm
think
trying
like
to get at,
pretty
because
basic.
yeah, I don't think Ollie understands. So Ollie,
no,
you're
you're wording it awfully.
Listen, right? So basically, when you consume these products, you're creating a demand, right? It's not about the animal that you've just eaten.
Yeah,
So
I understand that.
say no, you don't understand. This is what I'm trying to explain, because you're saying, oh, the animal they'll be unalived
But I've
anyway.
already said it don't
They
justify.
won't.
I've just said it don't justify.
I understand what you've said. There's no need to get all like attitudey or whatever. But
Making sense, are you?
yeah,
I
so
don't think Ollie
you're
is in good terms here.
I don't either. But you're creating the demand, Ollie, that another animal go into a slaughterhouse to be unalive to replace the product that you've just eaten, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you are directly responsible for that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like, do you know what a hitman is, Ollie? Do you know what a hitman is?
Yeah, I know what a hitman is.
Yeah, and so that hitman, do you think the person paying the hitman is responsible for that?
No.
So someone could pay someone to go take somebody's life, and they were, just because they paid somebody else, the hitman, to do it, that person's not held accountable for that.
Well, no, because that's like telling someone to jump off a bridge, and if they did it, that's
No,
your
they
fault.
paid
telling
them.
to
They
jump off.
paid them.
But let's say if you paid someone to jump off a bridge and they jumped off, it's not your fault. It's their fault. They still made a choice. They still made the choice to do it.
I don't think you grasp what's going
No,
on.
what?
Also,
That is the
Ollie,
exact same
can I just add
scenario.
on? Can I just add on one thing, Ollie? By the way, if you mentioned you care about humans so much, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that like taking lives inside slaughterhouses causes PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, increases in violent crime rates? People definitely think about, taking. I don't know how to say it on here.
Yeah, I understand
also,
what you're trying to say.
people suffer workplace injuries, and it's all marginalized communities. So immigrants, refugees, migrants, children even are forced to work in these places. So, I mean, if you care about humans, then too, you might want to think about that. But I just don't get that you don't understand this concept of supply and demand. But I'll pass it on.
We're past the point of supply.
Can I ask him one really quick question, just for fun?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so Ollie, like, say that I paid somebody to unalive your mother. Should I be prosecuted?
Well, no, because it's still the person that's done it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What are you asking, if you'd be prosecuted for the murder or involvement? Which one?
Yeah, should I be prosecuted for anything if I pay somebody else to do it?
Is there any accountability?
Yeah, is he guilty of anything if he pays somebody
But
to
yeah,
unalive your
he's
mother?
guilty in involvement.
Yeah,
So
but wait, I did. Yeah,
war,
but wait, I
so
didn't do it though.
war, but
Well, you
war,
was
we
part
can
of planning.
trillionaires,
You was
billionaires that
part of
can just go
you.
around doing
The
whatever they
difference
want.
is if
Though.
you're paying someone to do it, you're planning it. If an animal's
Hold
already
on,
dead,
hold on a
if the
second. So
animal's already
you're
dead, and then you're
wait.
part
So
Oh
of
just
my
to be
god!
clear,
You just
wait.
said
So just to be
you
clear,
understand supply and demand. Now you're
Ollie,
saying
just to be
if the
clear,
But
animal's
we're not on
already
about
dead.
supply and demand right now. We're on about actual real life.
Ollie, just to be
We're on
clear, if you pay someone to unalive someone else, you're responsible for it, correct?
You're in part of involvement.
Okay, cool. So you're involved in paying people to unalive animals, so you're responsible for it.
No,
Congratulations.
because I'm
You
not
just
paying them to unalive them. I'm paying
congratulations.
them.
Congratulations. You just collapsed your entire point.
No, because I'm not paying them to unalive them. I'm paying them to eat the already unalived.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
Don't
When I
bring
pay
up supply
somebody
and
to
demand. Don't bring up supply and demand one more time.
Yeah, your mother was
because
already
we're-
your mother
alright.
was already dead though. I paid someone else to unalive her, but she was already dead, so it's
She
fine.
weren't already dead. She was still moving around. Thank you. You wouldn't pay someone to kill someone that's already dead. Don't make
No,
sense.
she was already dead. I'm not responsible for it. It makes
Bro,
sense.
take some accountability, man. Come on.
I think we should move on because
I'm speaking. Nah.
yeah, I think that
Yeah, let's move
Ollie maybe needs to go back to school for a year or two. He said he understands supply and demand,
maybe
but he
went.
clearly
Maybe he
doesn't.
got kicked out of school because he understood everything before he was taught
Maybe.
it. Yeah.
Can I
Ollie,
speak,
next
please?
year
Can I
I would
speak, please?
drop. Next year I would drop A level PE and take economics instead.
Don't do
Yeah.
A-level PE, but can I speak?
Should we move on?
I speak?
I don't think so. I think we're going to move
Nah,
on.
can I speak? Can I say
Yeah,
one last
let's
thing?
move on.
One
Let's
last
move on.
thing. Oi,
Let's
one last
move
thing,
on.
yeah. One
Yeah.
last thing, yeah.
No,
One last
you
thing.
said a lot already. Next up we have the best. Let's see the best C. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 18.
Okay. So what's
What'd
your
you say?
understanding of veganism first of all?
I can't hear you. You're lagging really bad. What'd you say?
What's your understanding of veganism?
They just don't eat animal products.
Okay, so that's a consequence of being vegan. Why do you think that a vegan might avoid eating animals and anything that comes out of them?
They think it's wrong, I'd assume.
Okay, so veganism is the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So it's not just about what we consume. We also don't use animals for entertainment, testing, for their skin, for feathers, labour, for any purpose. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that it's possible to respect them and exploit them at the same time?
And exploit, you mean like eat them, right?
So by exploit, I mean to use them in a way that goes against their interests. So not just eat them, so use them for their
I
flesh,
agree with
skin,
everything that you said
eggs,
except
breast
for the
milk.
eat them part.
Okay, so you think that we can't respectfully exploit them for their skin, for testing, for labour, but we can respect them and exploit them for their flesh. Is that your position?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not respectful to so let's do an example. So if it's not respectful to exploit them for their skin, why is it respectful to exploit them for their flesh?
I don't got much against the skin part. It's just the testing part. But I got something against.
Okay, so that's not your position.
What about what they're against?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, it's okay. So am I right in saying that you think that we can exploit them and respect them in some ways?
Yeah.
Okay. So what
You can
ways do you think?
respectfully. You can
Sorry?
if nothing of them is going to waste after you take their life, that is respectfully exploiting them for flesh, skin, etc. If you're not
Okay,
wasting,
so if you're being exploited for your body and we're not wasting anything, is that respectful because nothing's being wasted from your body?
I mean, if I'm dead, I don't care.
Okay,
No,
but
if
you're
you're
not.
unalived, not if
Yeah.
you're
Unalived, I mean, I would be unalived. I wouldn't care. It'd be
So
my least of my
would it be
worries.
respectful for somebody to unalive you and then use your whole body? Do you think that do you think that the fact that somebody unalives you is washed away by the fact that they use your whole body for everything we want?
I mean, I personally don't care. It may not legally be washed away, but if you kill me, you kill me. I really don't care.
You don't
But you understand
care.
what we're asking you.
No, why
If
would I
someone
care,
unalives
dude? You're
you,
gonna die one
You
day.
don't care if somebody came and unalived you against
Dude, no,
against your
everybody's gonna
will.
die one day. Everybody's gonna die
Wow.
one day. It doesn't matter.
can I just
Wait,
ask you?
Okay.
Nobody should be prosecuted for murder, then, right? By your view.
I just said that legally it's not the same as how I look at it because I
Yeah.
don't
So
care if I die because I'm gonna die no matter what.
Yeah. So the question is, you said it's okay because I'm going to die either way, but everybody's going to die either way. So by your view, obviously, if somebody murders someone, they shouldn't be prosecuted, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, is logical consistency too much for you?
I was reading something, but I mean, shit, fuck it.
no,
Yeah.
so the
So
question,
oh, yeah,
existentialist
go ahead.
question was explaining to you because you said
I
the reason
answered his
why
question. I don't need to
why
hear
it
you speak.
shouldn't the reason why you shouldn't do it to other people, as you said,
Just listen. I answered his
the
question
reason
already.
why
I
you
need a
shouldn't
further
do it to other
explanation, buddy.
people was because you said maybe other people don't want it. How about when other animals don't want it? Why is it that you don't respect that? Maybe you have no problem being unalived, but maybe others have a problem. Shouldn't we respect what they want?
I mean, I don't care.
So
Well,
we shouldn't respect what
Dan.
other people want?
I mean, if we don't, then something else is, like wolves
So
eat
you're okay with
animals,
genocide?
etc.
You're
Huh?
okay with genocide?
To an extent. I mean, it's
To
whatever.
an extent, okay. Well,
Yeah,
thank you. This
let's
is your
move
typical
on.
meat eater, everyone.
Yeah, that's an insane bullet bite.
There we
And
go.
yeah, anybody, if somebody like that was in charge of the world, we would be living in a chaotic kind of place. Yeah, I think people like that kind of show how absurd non-vegans can be at times. Insane. Should we move on? Next
Meat
up,
flake.
we have
I want to know
carrots.
his. I was curious to hear his justification on that.
I don't know. I just think if somebody's saying such a ludicrous thing that there's no point in even entertaining them. So, hey, are you over 18?
Oh, yup.
What year were you born?
Why do I have to tell you that?
Because I want to see if you're over 18. If you're not going to engage, though, we'll just move on. I'm sure we already had is grafts up, right? Maybe I'll go to the next one. Fox King. I can't remember what conversation we had with them though. The Fox King, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what's your understanding of veganism?
Not eating meat or dairy products for either moral or medical reasons.
Okay, so if you're not consuming animal products for medical reasons, that would be somebody who's consuming a plant-based diet. But veganism goes beyond what we eat. It's the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So it's not just for food, it's also for clothing, entertainment, testing, labor, for any purpose. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Sorry?
Do you think we should respect other animals?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay. Do you think that we can truly respect them and exploit them at the same time?
Not particularly. I don't like the idea of exploitation.
Okay. Okay, so it's not respectful to exploit them. So since you think that we should respect them and we can't respectfully exploit them, do you feel there's anything preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
There's nothing physically preventing me from it.
Okay. What about mentally?
Mentally, I'm from southern Texas. It's a cultural aspect.
Do you think that...
And
culture is a good enough reason to justify doing something when there's a victim?
In ways, because we are also animals. We're omnivorous.
Okay, so let's say it was cultural for humans to enslave each other. Do you think that that was moral?
Cultures.
Because it was
No,
cultural?
I don't.
Okay.
Primarily because they were. If we're talking about 16th, 17th century slavery, it's unmoral because they were put under horrible conditions.
Sure.
But if
Well,
they
I know
had,
the.
not all of them.
I
if they
personally
had
know
good,
them
if
suffering
they
under
had good
Texas heat.
conditions, if they had good conditions, it would have been okay to own people.
Sorry, say it again.
If they had good conditions, like a nice couch, maybe a Netflix subscription, then it would have been okay to own people.
Not really, no.
Okay. So, can we agree that culture isn't a good reason to justify an action? The Fox King?
Sorry, am I cutting out? Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Not particularly.
Okay. So is there anything else that's preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
When it comes to morals, I don't know if y'all know what a misanthropist is, but
Yeah.
I consider myself misanthropic.
You can't be vegan
So
if you're a misanthropist?
my point is, sorry, I'm thinking I'm a little slow.
No, don't worry.
Um,
I'm just trying to understand the relevance of your
Just-
claim.
Personally, I dislike the idea of what's it called? Shoot.
By the way, there's a lot of vegans that are misanthrope, so it's not.
Yeah, that's why
there-
I'm trying to
there's-
understand the relevance of that.
Yeah. So
Well, didn't you also say that you were against exploitation? I kind of want to bring it back to that.
I'm
He
trying
did.
to think of a word. My brain is blanking out right now.
See, when you say misanthropic, do you just mean that you have like a sort of aversion towards humans? Is that what you mean?
What towards humans? An aversion?
Yeah, like a dislike, a stringent dislike.
I hate humans. They piss me off.
Okay, cool, got it.
To an extreme extent. I have a lot of mental problems, but I mean I have trust issues, attachment issues, everything. Those all play into my opinion towards other people, but
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate your stance on that, but yeah, I don't know why it's relevant when it comes to animal exploitation.
I personally don't find humans any more superior than animals.
Okay.
I don't find any other animals superior to any other animals. We're all the same. If not humans are worse.
Fox King, I'm sorry, but I share a lot of your views. Actually, I don't particularly like any sentient being. I mean, I like my friends, my family, and certain people, but in general, I think we're kind of not nice. So, but I still think that everyone deserves to experience life. Don't you think that? On their own
True.
terms.
And personally, I dislike the idea of immoral farming. I do eat
Wait.
meat, but I prefer the.
Hold on. So I just want to ask, what is moral farming? Because you've already said you're against animal exploitation. So I just want to understand what would you say moral farming is?
Give me a second. Hold on. Someone just pulled in with a motorcycle. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize if that was interrupting.
Don't worry about it.
What was the question, sorry?
I was asking, so you said something about moral farming. I'm just wondering what that is. What do you think moral farming is?
Animal agriculture.
Yeah, what is it?
There's exploitation. I dislike factories. I hate factories because they're run by
Yeah.
humans, completely by humans. They're not free range, right?
But
And
you've already
mass
said
beef
that you're against
producers
animal
use those factories.
exploitation, the Fox King. So I understand that you
'Cause
might think
that's
that there's some way of farming that's worse than others, but you've said that you're against animal exploitation, so using animals against their interests, and that there's no respectful way to do that. So how could you morally exploit somebody? So farming, any kind of farming would be animal exploitation by definition. So I'm just trying to understand how you could morally farm somebody.
this thing. Another cultural aspect, hunting, right? I assume y'all are against hunting as well as
Yeah,
farming, right?
yeah, but again, I just want to find out what moral farming is. I'm just trying to get an idea of what your belief system is,
I mean,
because I'm
more immorality is like these mass producing factories, no free range,
okay.
and
So I'm
I
asking.
think that's exploitation, right?
No. So exploitation is using somebody in a way that goes against their interests,
Yes.
right? So any kind of farming would be exploitation. If they're an individual, they're a sentient being, and they're being farmed, then they're being exploited by default, right?
Yeah.
So how could you morally farm somebody when it's not in their interest to be farmed?
I tried making an excuse. I don't see very many reasons that I can think of right now.
Okay, well, so do you think that there is a way to morally farm somebody or ethically farm somebody?
Farming isn't very moral in my eyes. It's definitely a big thing for farmers. That's how they make their living. That's how they feed their families and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I don't
but
think it's very moral.
there's lots of ways
buy
to
from
make
them,
money in unethically, right? So, people who kidnap dogs or traffic children, that's all immoral. But even though they're making money from it, or enslave humans, etc. Do you feel there's anything preventing you from being vegan? Because it sounds, obviously you've already agreed you're against animal exploitation. We should respect them. So, is there anything stopping you from being vegan?
Personally, in meat, it's a lot more protein dense. I understand, I accept the fact that there's protein in plants. There's a lot of protein in certain plants, but their plants are significantly less protein dense than meat is, and meat for me is
False.
for human is what?
It's false. Soy chunks are monumentally more protein dense than any animal product you will buy.
Not particular, because I could eat a bowl of salad.
No, I said protein. I said soy chunks. Protein per calorie, it's monumentally better in soy chunks. And yes, they are just as satious as any other animal product. There's soy chunks, there's TVP, there's all sorts of solutions. If you live in the US, you have even more stuff made out of mushrooms nowadays, which is high in protein. Honestly, man. Yeah, well, listen, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself who you are as an individual. Are you just one person who's going to come up with excuses for oppressing others? Or are you be the one to just leave them alone and mind your own business and do what you can do, right? You have alternatives. And yes, you can. I get 300 grams of protein per day, man. You can definitely get enough.
Yeah. The Fox King, can I ask? So let's say if you were the one who was being exploited for your body, so you were being used for your flesh, your skin, you were being enslaved, how soon would you want your injustice to end?
Sorry, what was that last part? I can't hear you.
How fast would you want your injustice to end if you were being exploited?
See, as a human, I can let people exploit me and I can prevent it. personally. That's not for everyone. That's not possible
So
for
yeah,
a lot of
so
people.
the question
but I
is,
can
how
prevent it
fast would
myself.
you? Yeah, I'm not asking if you can. I'm asking how soon would you want your injustice to end if you were being exploited in the same way that these animals are being exploited for you. If you were in their position, how fast would you want to be free?
As fast as I can free myself.
Okay. So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now?
Sorry?
So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now on?
On my behalf? What does that mean exactly?
For you, how many more animals should be exploited for you?
For me, whatever keeps me alive and healthy.
Okay. How many animals do you
You
think
can't be
need
alive
to?
and healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. How many animals do you think need to be exploited for you to be alive and healthy? Any?
Not many, no. Not many, if any.
Not. Not many. Do you think that you could survive and be healthy as a vegan without exploiting other animals?
Yes, ma'am. People can.
Okay.
But
So then no animals need to be exploited for you. So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now?
should be it's not a necessity for me to eat meat to survive,
Yeah.
but I do like eating meat because
Okay.
it gives me a lot of variety.
I
If there
understand.
was vegan options,
You
if
get
there was vegan
enjoyment.
options for like a brisket, because I love barbecue. I'm big on barbecue, but if there was vegan,
Bro, there's vegan options for everything. You just got to look at your ethics. I eat better than most people, and I've been vegan for 12 years.
Yeah.
but
The Fox King.
there's
Do you
a
think?
lot of
Would you accept it if somebody else was exploiting you for their enjoyment?
no.
Okay. So
I
do you
would
think that
understand it,
that's
though.
do you think that that's a good enough justification for you to use to exploit other animals?
Don't think so, because I don't like exploiting other animals. I do like meat, but I prefer
Well, don't do it then.
hunting for survival. I prefer hunting for survival if I'm gonna eat meat, right?
What do you mean? You're not surviving.
We've already agreed that we don't need to exploit anyone to survive. What are you talking about?
That's true, but we're carnivore or not carnivore. We are omnivorous, and
Yeah.
there are other
What does that
omnivorous
mean?
animals. Like,
What does it mean to
for
be
example,
omnivorous?
plants and meat and
Yeah.
dairy.
So what does it mean? What does it mean that we have to eat both, or that we can survive just by eating plants only?
I personally say if we can eat both, I will eat both because our bodies are made to eat both.
You can eat dogs. Should you eat both? Should you eat dogs?
I like dogs. Also, their meat's not very good. It's very gamey usually, depending on the breed of dog.
No, not if you treat them the same way you treat other animals, which is you keep them without moving so that their muscles don't develop, and you unalive them early. Because we unalive all animals as babies, so you should be okay with doing that to dogs, right?
Yeah, because we can. Is something moral to do just because we can do it?
No, a lot of like cows, like beef, isn't harvested as an infant though.
What about that analogy, Chip? Do the analogy of the
Could we
dog.
establish something real quick? Hold on. Can we establish something real quick? Are you or are you not against exploitation?
Exploitation?
Because you keep saying you're against it.
I do. I don't like it.
And then you go into, well, I'm going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue. So
it's very confusing.
I don't like it, but I do like meat. And if there was,
so you're
that's just
willing
lip service.
Yeah,
right?
you're
At
just
the end of the
willing
day,
to
that's just lip service.
You're willing to dismiss your whole values for pleasure, correct?
As a sentient being, yeah.
Yeah,
Most
I
of
mean,
the
it's
time,
only
most of the
normal.
time.
So, in order to get schmexual pleasure, you would also grape somebody, right?
Sorry?
Would you grape somebody to get pleasure?
I'll kill a rapist. I'm gonna be so honest. I have
Why,
explained
dude?
openly
Why?
how
Why though?
vile things I do to rapists.
Hold on.
Why?
Why?
Why? What? Why would I kill a rapist?
Rapist.
Yeah,
Use
please
the word
use
grape.
TikTok language. Yeah, and
I
use
apologize.
unalive and
Sorry.
grape. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
why?
what were you
They're
asking, Tom?
they're just getting enjoyment. So why would you do that?
Or what if they're against rape?
Yeah,
They're against rape, but
but
they
they
just
enjoy it.
really need to get off.
They can get a girlfriend.
Well, they can't, obviously, right? That's why they do it. And
Oh, I managed to do it.
well, the Fox
Hold
King.
on, hold
Wait,
on.
you don't seem to
They
understand
might
the
have
argument.
options, but they don't want the option to get a
Yeah.
girlfriend. They just want the option to get off. Just like you have the option to go vegan, but you just want the option of meat and going hunting and getting the enjoyment of hunting, even though
That's
you
fair.
don't like. So what's the difference?
That's a fair point. There's levels of sentience. There's
Oh
humans.
no, there's levels. So no,
Oh, but
because if they're a human, what if they did it to an animal? Would it be okay if they grape an animal?
I don't believe in interspecies intercourse. Anyways,
Well, you don't have to believe it. Do you think that if they do so, is it
What do
right
you
or is it
mean?
wrong?
What do you mean you don't believe in interspecies intercourse? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like you don't
happens.
believe
What
it
do you mean?
happens, or because
You're
it
against
does.
it?
sorry. That's no. I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of interspecies intercourse.
So you don't like the idea of species engaging in intercourse with their own species? Do you like them engaging in intercourse with other species?
Sorry.
No,
Do
he
you
said
like?
other species. He doesn't like it in
Oh,
between other species.
Interspecies intercourse.
Yeah.
I don't particularly
When
like that because it's not
when you say
natural.
inter, that means internal.
Doesn't
say
matter.
Interspecies.
Like he made in between
Never mind.
species.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
different
Fox
species.
King, but Fox King, if somebody chooses to do that to another animal to grape them, would you think that that's okay what they do? Would you just walk on by and be like, I don't care. That's they're just doing their thing. They're getting pleasure out of it.
Well, I'd probably call the cops. That's illegal anyway.
But let's imagine that this person can get away with it legally. So let's not involve the law in this.
I'd probably beat their ass.
Well, so this, so you see, why is it wrong when they choose to do this to an animal for their pleasure, and okay when you choose to do what you do to an animal for your pleasure? Because if you ask me, would I rather get unalived or graped? I think I'd rather be graped than unalive, because at least I get to have a shot at life. Because we all just get one shot at life, and you seem to think that it's easily that you can erase everyone's existence, every single individual who experiences life. You think it's okay to just erase their existence for your pleasure. Oh, I don't care what you want to do tomorrow. I wanna, get some pleasure today. I could get it in another way, but I don't really care. I only care about myself. But if somebody chooses to do the same thing, but in a way that impacts their experience, also known as graping them, you seem to have such a strong opposition to it. So why?
Well, from a pleasure standpoint, meat. There's not a lot of substitutes for the kind of meat I like. There's not a lot of
But
I mean,
everything
like,
you're saying can be justified also for the grape. Do you understand that? You're trying to say that the pleasure you get from meat is somewhat special. Could also be something that the person says that the pleasure that they get from grape is something special. So why exactly would you go down that route? It doesn't do anything against the argument. It still means you're exactly the same as somebody who chooses to grape an animal for their pleasure.
You realize that taste is just a sense, right?
It is, yeah.
And your taste adapts through time.
Yeah.
So essentially you're having these animals bred into
If I go to
existence.
hate brisket, I'll stop eating brisket.
Well,
Okay,
I'm just
speaking of brisket.
Go ahead.
Speaking of brisket, how much do you actually hate bestiality, like interspecies, like intercourse?
Bestiality.
Yeah, like how much do you actually hate it? Do you despise it, or is it just something that makes you uncomfortable?
I don't think I could explain my level of hate for people.
Okay, well, you know you're paying for it when you buy a brisket.
For rape? Grape, sorry, I apologize.
You're paying for both. You're paying for grape and bestiality in both in the one circumstance.
How was that? How was bestiality involved in meat products?
Do you know what artificial insemination is?
That is a great point. I do not like the idea of artificial insemination. I prefer meat products that don't use that for their dairy or their young.
Okay.
I prefer natural free range.
There is no farming practice that enables natural
Oh, there
breeding.
absolutely is. Yes, sir.
No, there is not. There is zero farming. No, you can't do that. You can't. Do you realize that cows choose their mate? They choose. They select their mate. In no farming practice do they let the cow choose their mate.
They let there's
Cows
it's
choose the
unfortunately
bull,
not as
not
common, but there
the
are quite a
bull.
few farms that let the cows or the heifers free range with bulls.
Okay.
For their breeding season.
It is the least functional practice of farming to enable that.
That's the most moral, and I like that.
Okay, you're not going to get your brisket if you enable that to happen.
Why isn't that?
Because you're letting that super slow, super inefficient process, because they're not guaranteed to get pregnant. That's why they keep them in the grape cage, right? They keep them in there because the bull has to get off multiple times to get the cow pregnant. It is not guaranteed that the bull is going to get the cow pregnant.
It's pretty high chance.
By the way, just
higher
FYI,
chance when
I don't think the Fox King is engaging in anything. Everything we said, every single thing we threw at him, he just tried to dodge it and find another thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Fox King is a farmer themselves, because there was some chicks in the background that you could hear. So
I'm
I
actually
don't know.
not convinced this guy isn't trolling, by the way, also.
Oh, those are birds. Those chicks, those are birds. I don't farm right now. I'm only 19. I don't farm right now. I wish. But
you wish. You're against exploitation, and you wish you were a farmer?
If I owned a ranch, it'd be more ranch. I don't do artificial insemination.
Wait, Fox King, if we farmed humans, would you count that as exploitation?
Shoot. I don't see it as any different than farming cows.
So you would be okay with farming of humans?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so you would be okay with bringing into existence a human being, using their body, and when you can no longer use their body, as long as you give them a good life, it's okay to unalive them.
From my moral standpoint, I'm gonna align with myself. Yeah, sure. It was good for cows and it's good for humans.
You're contradicting yourself once again, because you just earlier said that you were against slavery.
Which is exactly what I described. Yeah.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's all over the
against
place.
Slavery.
This guy's all over the place. I don't know if they actually know what their own moral standpoint is. Should we move on?
I have complicated morals.
No, it just sounds to me like you don't have complicated morals. It just to me like you want to continue doing something that brings you pleasure, and you want to ignore the detriment or your own values. And instead of actually challenging your own values and challenging if what you do is in line with your own values, you decide to change your values to suit what you want. Because at the beginning of the conversation, when we challenged your values, you said you were against slavery. Now, when we showed you logically that your position entails that you should be okay with slavery, you did say you are okay with it. So in fact, you do change your values to suit your actions because you came here to justify your actions, not to actually get challenged on your own values and try to change your actions.
100% agree.
Which means you're the same kind of person that you hate in this world. You said you hate humans because they're pieces of shit, right?
Shoot, yeah, I hate myself.
Well, if you hate
Yeah,
yourself,
this-
then why don't you change so that you're a person that you like? You know, you do
This
have
guy's definitely
control.
trolling, by the way.
You do have control over your own actions, right? Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. I try
Okay.
to. I don't like being annoying to other people. I don't like being a sadist.
Well, why don't
What's
you
the
stop
birds in the
being annoying
background?
I
to
try
the
not to, but
animals by being vegan?
sorry.
Why don't you stop being annoying to the animals by being vegan?
I like meat.
Yeah,
What's with the birds in the background, man?
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I think we
outside.
should move
There's just
on.
birds.
Yeah, we've already
Oh, you're
agreed that
outside.
pleasure isn't a good enough justification for an action. So you saying I like meat kind of means nothing. It's just the same as a grapist saying, well, I like graping. Just because you like it doesn't justify you doing it. Because guess what? Animals like their lives, they like their families, they value that. So why don't we consider what they like rather than what we want to get out of them? Anyway, I'm done. I think that they're kind of slow. I don't know if they're even fully listening anyway. We're going to move on. We're going to go to Brisnich. They have not joined. So let's go to the next one. Brian.
I think
he
they
was saying
joined
it.
for a split second, but then they fell
Oh, they
off.
dropped. Okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He was saying a lot in the comments.
I know.
Okay. Brian didn't join. HH. Oh, hang on. 2 people have just come. Right. HH, I'm going to have to drop you a sec because Brian was first, but feel free to request back. Brian, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism?
Oh, this guy's just trolling, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, he just showed a photo of a cow. What a
Weird.
weirdo.
Okay, let's
Imagine
go.
mocking innocent animals. That's weird.
Yeah. HH, are you over 18?
I'm 16. Is that okay?
Oh, sorry. If you've got a question, feel free to ask in the chat. It's TikTok rules. The no under 18s on live streams. Next, we've got Tommy B. Carter. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes.
What year were you born?
2000s.
They're a child. I saw the photos in
Yeah,
their
I
profile.
don't believe you.
2000. Wow, that was a good one.
Yes.
He said
That's a
2000s.
Yeah.
Next we have moral. Oh, hang on, they're not joining. As I think some of these people have maybe requested and then gone off, so I'm just going to keep going through and accepting. And the football's on as well, so some people might have left to go and watch that. No.
Oh, is that what that is? There's some crazy people outside my apartment right now. Is it the football?
It's FIFA
Possibly.
World Cup, yeah.
Ah, we have Ludicrous. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism?
I don't think pigs and cows should be killed. It's very brutal. I see on
Okay.
the things those it's in China. I guess they're here too, and so it's here too.
Yeah, but what?
But fish and all that, you don't see the souls through those chickens and those. I like eating fish and stuff like that.
Ludicrous. Sorry, can we just clarify? So what's your understanding of veganism?
Well, I think protein is fish and all that. You need protein
Oh my
to
days.
survive.
Sorry, Ludicrous. What's your understanding of veganism? What do you think veganism is?
It just helps.
Sorry?
So your definition of veganism is it helps the earth?
It's the earth and it protects animals.
Okay, well, veganism is the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So, as a vegan, we wouldn't use other animals for their flesh, skin, breast milk, eggs, entertainment, for anything that goes against their interests. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, precisely.
Okay. So, do you think we should respect other animals?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Do you think that we can respect them and exploit them at the same time?
That's true, huh? Yeah.
You think we
Yeah.
can?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you were being exploited for your body. Could that ever be respectful towards you?
No, no, it won't.
Okay.
Because it's not your consent and everything. It's
Yeah.
against your consent. Yeah.
Sure. So you think that it's not respectful to exploit humans, but it is to exploit other animals.
No, I don't. I think I agree with you.
Okay, so you think that we can't exploit animals respectfully. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your morals since you're against animal exploitation?
No, I just support you people.
Okay, so there's nothing preventing you from being vegan.
No.
Okay. So are you vegan?
I'm not vegan. No, I still like the proteins of fish and chickens because you don't see the souls through those animals. You could breed them and they'll just keep reproducing. But these pigs are like precious.
What do you mean you
gotta-
don't see the souls through fishes and chickens?
Well, looking at a pig is kind of like looking at you feel their hurt, and cows and goats and stuff. You feel their hurt.
Okay,
fish,
so
you
You don't feel a fish feeling
I don't feel-
pain when they're freaking out when they have a hook in their mouth.
well, I think
Oh well, you don't. They don't look like an animal. They just look like
okay.
just a thing on the rail.
Yeah, so
I don't
ludicrous.
like what they do to these pigs.
Do
It's
you
bad
think
what they're doing to those pigs.
Yeah, so do you
What?
think that it would be moral if somebody was exploiting somebody else because they didn't feel the suffering from that individual? Let's say, for example, because of their skin color or because of their gender, they don't empathize with that skin color or they don't empathize with that gender. Do you think it's moral just because they don't empathize with them?
You're probably right. Yeah. I disagree. I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, because ludicrous. The
Yeah.
thing is, I understand what you're saying, right? That fishes and chickens, they can be more difficult to empathize with because their facial features are very different from ours, right? When you look into the eyes of a cow or a pig, they have these big wide eyes staring back at you. Fishes and chickens, I think they're so different from us, so they can be more difficult to empathize with. But just because we find it harder to empathize with them doesn't make them less sentient or less deserving of life, right? Do you agree with
That's
that?
true, but yeah, it's true. But people don't walk. They don't watch what they're walking on the streets, and they'll accidentally walk on top of a bug.
Sure,
So
but that's an accident, right? You purposely, directly choose to exploit chickens and fishes, and you can choose not to
Okay,
do
yeah.
that, right? So if
Yeah.
you were in the position of these animals, you were being exploited for your body, how urgently would you want your injustice to end?
Shit. Well, how will I have to end my suffering?
How soon would you want your injustice to end?
Really fast.
Okay. So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now on?
Probably none.
None. So vegan from now?
Oh yeah.
For real? You're going to be vegan?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
I'm
Let
not a hunter. I don't hunt.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to challenge you a little bit further, if that's okay. I just want to ask, let's say you were in the position of the victim, you were being exploited for your body, and I said to the person who was exploiting you, I said, hey, leave Ludicrous alone, stop exploiting them. And they said, okay, I'll try. Do you think that that would be good enough? Or would you say, don't say you'll try, just stop?
Probably I'll probably say try or probably stop. Yeah, I'll say stop. Definitely stay stop. Why? Why?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to challenge you on that because yeah, if it was us in that position, we would not want nothing less for them than them to say that's it, I'm stopping. Not I'm gonna try and stop or I'm gonna I'm gonna give it a go. Do you know what I mean? We'd want them to just say, yep, I won't do it anymore. You know? Um,
Ludacris, can I ask you when do you think it's a good situation that you would consume animal products and thus demand the exploitation of animals? Like if you try to think about it, like
Well,
is
until
it
you give.
maybe when you go out with friends, or when would be a good what situation when you would be like, oh, I can't do it anymore?
Well, I'm gonna do it because my dog wants everything. Here's a bone. There you go. It's a rawhide bone, so they need meat to survive. So there's no such thing as vegan paid dogs. Nobody feeds their dog vegan.
Did you just not say that you wanted to be vegan yourself?
Well, yeah, but it's not in my body. But I'll give it to my dog.
But I'm asking you, before we go there, I'm asking you, when would you find a situation where you would consume an animal product?
Probably today or tomorrow.
So, but you said you'll try, so how is that you trying?
I'm trying to become vegan, but I'm not. I'm not because I'm a workoutaholic and I need to consume certain proteins for my body.
I have 300 grams of protein every day. How many grams of protein do you need?
Well, is it supplements? Because that's probably animal products.
No, I consume plant protein, bro. I'm a nutritionist.
Oh, so you consume protein without animal products?
A lot of it, yes.
Well,
why would you? Let's just say that you wanted to be in an anabolic state. Why would you consume animal proteins over plant protein?
So, what'd you say?
Yeah, like let's say that you wanted to be in some kind of physiological and biochemical anabolic state. Like, why would you consume animal proteins over plant proteins?
I'd rather consume plant proteins.
Yeah, if you actually look at the clinical literature in the subject, as long as proteins matched calorie for calorie and gram for gram, the muscle building propensity entailed by plant proteins is just as proficient as animal proteins. There's no intrinsic benefit of one over the other. So if they're both sort of like symmetrically, normatively preferable for your pursuits, right? Like surely one over the other would be more beneficial if it aligns with your moral thesis, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All I just know is I feel hurt for those pigs. That's really bad.
Oh wait, I'm confused, Ludacris. So when would be a situation where you would violate the rights of an animal?
Never.
On behalf of his dog.
Yeah, that's it. Oh shit, that is pig products, huh?
Yeah, see, so dogs can be plant-based, by the way. Ludicrous.
Yeah. I know people that do that to their dogs too.
There's actually quite a bit of evidence underpinning this, by the way. Actually, the University of Guelph in Canada conducted a study, and they sort of, it was a narrative review looking at the overall preponderance of evidence on the subject matter, and they found that, or rather, they built a predictive model based upon the data, and they found that switching a dog over to a plant-based diet actually has the capability of extending its life by 2 years. So, by my admission, if you're not feeding your dog a plant-based diet, you're just an irresponsible dog parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on? Or does anyone else want to add anything?
Jam, I got a dip. Sorry, I got a dip, guys. So I got to leave. But thank you so much. And guys, hit like, hit subscribe. Support Gem. She's trying to become a full-time activist, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Appreciate you.
Ludicrous.
Yeah.
I actually like what I wanted to ask you was, say for instance, you find yourself in a situation where you work out with your friends and they're consuming animal products. Do you think you should do the same?
Well, probably to kind of fit in, probably I'd probably try it, but on my own, probably not.
Yeah, but do you think that if your friends start, kicking dogs, would you join them just to fit in?
Probably not.
Yeah. So then, if they also decide to violate the rights of animals by eating their flesh, don't you think that you should then treat them in the same way?
Yeah.
What? This is so
Yeah.
confusing. You're saying that you agree
Yeah.
that you should be vegan, but then you're saying that you should exploit animals to fit in with everyone else. What the hell? What is it, Ludicrous? You're confusing me.
Well, I wouldn't eat the products that they eat, but what my dog wants and stuff like that, I'll go and buy the products. But if they're eating like stuff like that, I would probably prefer a fish or a chicken because I don't see the soul into the animal, and I don't think
Wait.
you.
Would you for your dog,
Yeah.
would you give them what's best for them or what they want?
Probably both.
Probably both. But
Yeah.
if you could only choose one, which one would it be?
Probably what's best for them. But the
Yeah.
doctors monitor their diet, so.
Yeah, because we do have evidence that there are nutritionally adequate plant-based diets, especially with I think it's called kibble, or like there's actual specially formulated foods for dogs that are actually better than giving them bones or anything like that. And by the way, giving bones to dogs is actually not good for them because they chew the bones up and it can scratch their throat. It's actually not good to give them bones. But the dogs like them just like how you like chocolate, doesn't mean that necessarily it's good for you.
If you're dubious about the data, also I can cite some.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think it makes sense to feed other animals to your dog because you wouldn't unalive your dog to feed a chicken or a fish. So why would you unalive a chicken or a fish to feed your dog? They're all sentient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you guys are eating vegans then?
Yep.
Wow. No eggs, no nothing. No eggs. Then no eggs, no.
No, that would make us not vegan.
That would be sperm of another animal, huh? Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
The secretion, that's what it's called. The secretions.
It would be animal exploitation. Ludicrous. Jake in the comments section has said, "Would you be willing to sign up to animaljustice21.org? It's a 21-day challenge. You get sent. Actually, I don't know very much about it. You get sent information, resources for 21 days. I think it's kind of similar to Challenge 22, but it's more for ethics.
It's more on it's more on learning what veganism is and discussing your own morality when it comes to the use of animals in a more detailed manner.
And it's 1 day faster than Challenge 22. So.
Yeah. Would you be willing to sign up for that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Appreciate it. Well, I've got 15 minutes left, so I'm going to try and get another one in before I have to shoot off. So, thank you for coming on up, Ludicrous. I'll be back next week, so yeah, you're welcome to come back up and let us know how it's going for you, if anything's changed. But yeah, we're going to move on for now. But yeah, appreciate you being here. Next up, Rocco. Rocco's in the comments section. Hey, are you over 18? Yeah, are you having a chat with them in the comments section, Cal?
Yeah, for sure. I just want to talk to them about nutrition because they've made a lot of temerarious claims. Hey,
Sure, go
Rocco.
ahead.
Rocco, dear
They're
boy,
not.
are you present?
They're on mute. Let me invite them to unmute.
Fella ain't letting me talk. You just muted yourself, Rocco.
I've invited you to. I've invited you to unmute, Rocco. But if you can't do that, then we'll have to move on. Yeah, it doesn't take that long to unmute.
This is what happens when people are very, very loquacious and vociferous in the comment section and they can't defend any of their views.
Yeah, it's quite suspicious, isn't it? Let's see, who can we get next? That person didn't join. Mikkel. No. I don't think some
Meanwhile,
of these people are here.
I'd just like to say, everyone listening, because a lot of people had some issues with the whole thing that I said about dogs. I think every vegan here would agree that we listen to the scientific data, and if the scientific data does show that a dog can be healthy on a plant-based diet, and in fact that the results show better health outcomes, why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah, by the way, this guy's a colossal waste of time to speak to. He's a complete
Who?
sophist.
Are you talking about Vimo?
Listen.
Yeah.
Have we spoke to him before?
No, he's just a little like wannabe debate bro, but he's like philosophically illiterate.
Oh, have you spoken to him before?
I don't know this guy, but
you don't know me? You just commented on one of my videos, you liar. Like, what are you talking about?
He does sound like a debate bro.
We've just
he's a wannabe debate bro. Like, he doesn't understand basic tenets of formal logic, but he's like desperate to do debates, but he doesn't know anything.
That's so funny that somebody's like that.
I mean, yeah, I've got 10 minutes. Vimo was spamming the chat for over an hour. Oh dear. Yeah, Vimo. Because I've got 10 minutes left, so I want this last conversation to be a good one and not a waste of time. We've got Soy Maxwell. Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What year were you born?
2005.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism?
What do you mean?
What do you think it means to be vegan?
To not eat any products made by animals.
I don't know. You sound a little
Isn't
bit
that just
young.
what it is?
No, that's a consequence of being vegan. Yeah, you sound a little bit young. So, veganism is an ethical principle against the exploitation of other animals.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, are you over 18?
I am.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism, Juma?
I just have a question. Like, since I'm guessing you're vegan, right?
Me too. I have a question too. Are you able to answer mine?
I'll answer your question in a minute. So, like, since I'm guessing
Could you answer her question, please? I'm more interested in her question first.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna ask her a question.
Okay. Well,
so
we'll
my
move on
question
then.
is.
This
No,
sounds like
you
a
don't
very
get.
productive interlocutor. I don't give a fuck about your questions, for sure.
Yeah, you don't get to come up and just ask me questions and determine how this conversation is going to go. This is my live. Yeah, I didn't realise this was the guest live.
Oh shit.
Noah
Hold on.
in the flats. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So by exploiting, I mean using them against their interests. So for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, skin, entertainment, testing, etc. Do you think we should respect other animals?
What?
Do you think we should respect other animals?
I don't know.
Hey, can
You
you
don't
help me
know?
come fillet this fish really quick?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta
Sorry,
go
you-
play fish.
You've got some background noise going on, so we'll move on. I think they came to troll to say that they were
Yo,
going to
hello?
order fish. That's so fucking
Y'all hear
weird.
me?
Mewtwo, are you over 18?
I'm 22 years of age.
Okay, awesome. So what's your understanding of veganism?
I guess we could take veganism to be some sort of, upholding the notion that exploiting against animals is going to be immoral or unethical, bro.
This is the same person, by the way.
I don't
Same
know.
person as who?
It's Vimo or
This is Venmo's other account.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he's talking about.
James Goodwin. I just accepted somebody, but they're not joining.
It's so funny when they
Vimo
come in
really
here
likes
saying
them.
stuff.
Yeah. Guys, I have literally like 8 minutes left. So if anyone wants to get in a conversation before I leave, then feel free to request up. Otherwise, we'll just answer some questions in the comments. Does anyone actually, before I do that, I think I've had some donations on YouTube, so I just want to say thank you. Ben's been a member for a month, so thank you to Ben. Kathy's been a member for 4 months, so thank you very much. Wild at Heart sent over 14 ZAR. I'm not sure what currency that is. And then asked the question, tell me, are cultures that consume meat evil? That's a deep question. Does anyone want to give their 2 cents into that?
What was the question, sorry?
It says, tell me, are cultures that consume meat evil? I mean, me personally, I would say that you can say that, this is just my opinion, I think that you can say whether an act is evil or not evil, but a culture, I don't think you can say whether a culture or a person is evil or not evil. You can just look at the acts that that person or the culture commits. So I think that the act itself, yes, unless it was absolutely necessary and it was done out of some kind of desperation. But that's my opinion. I don't know if anyone else wants to
I just want to add that a lot of people don't understand what culture is. So culture isn't prescriptive; it's descriptive. Okay, so that's a very important distinction. So a culture cannot you cannot say whether a culture is evil or not unless you think it's prescriptive. In other words, if you think that my culture is this, therefore I should do this. No, that's not how culture works. You just do something and then we find similarities in the population and we call that culture. That's what a culture is. It's we look at similarities between what people do. And yes, what people do similarly could be wrong if they all do something bad. So it doesn't make the whole culture bad. It just makes one of the things that they do bad.
Yeah, I think oh sorry, go on, sorry.
No, I don't have anything to add. You go ahead. I've got another one after this, so yeah, you can wrap this one up.
Yeah, that's cool. So, I mean, it's a complex question, but I mean, by my lights, it's a meta-ethical question, really, because what dictates what's evil is indexed to whether something sort of belligerently violates your values. So I could say that if they're doing something that belligerently violates my values, I think it's evil, but I don't think that they're intrinsically evil people in a certain sense. I think that an action is evil if I hold some belief and it doesn't comply with the way that I want entities to treat each other, it's evil. But you could say that what dictates whether somebody is intrinsically evil as to whether like they have the cognitive awareness or they have the insight and the introspection to sort of like ponder something and then act accordingly. Because I think that the way that people navigate life colloquially, they just do things because people to the north, south, east, and west are doing them, and I don't think that they put any robust thought into it. So if somebody's operating under those conditions, I don't necessarily think that they're evil, but I think that the people that have considered it rigorously and have seen the footage and still do it are evil.
Yeah.
By the way, Jim, there is somebody in your chat. I think there's somebody who requested. They say in your chat. I'm not sure if it's true.
Who was it?
This guy, not Rocco,
Soy Maxwell, TikTok doesn't allow for under 18s to join lives. So if I accept you, you're under 18, it could get
Skipper.
taken down. Skipper.
Skipper ranking.
I don't have a request. I can invite them. I've invited you, Skipper.
Yeah. They're a religious person, so let's hope they're not using religion to justify violence.
Yeah, feel free to accept. I do have to go in 3 minutes though, so it would have to be a quick conversation. The Fox King is asking to rejoin. They were the one who was trying to justify animal exploitation, right? But agreed with it initially.
The slow one.
Yeah.
He was kind of all over the place. Yeah.
Feel free to ask your question in the comments section. What's your name? Fox King. Just because I don't have time for probably another conversation. But yeah, you can ask your question in the chat. I'd say religion is a good comeback since your beliefs are also religious. Sorry, Axel, what are you saying?
I was just going to ask if I could put in my 2 cents on the culture question.
Yeah, sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
So I think cultures enable actions that can be evil, like everyone else was saying. And the thing to watch out for is the biggest thing that all cultures can enable is manipulation and like people saying that you should follow a culture. Whether or not you should follow a culture is something that you should decide for yourself, not something. A culture is like almost the opposite of what peer pressure is, but people will peer pressure each other into following a culture.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept of a culture is to not be pressured into living a certain way. But humans tend to peer pressure each other into living that said culture. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think there are other questions, but nothing really interesting. And it's literally 1 minute to 10. So, yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here then. But I think this has been a good one. I've enjoyed this. I hope you guys have as well. Chip, Cal, Axel, David's already left. Oh, hang on.
You do a great job, Jim.
I appreciate that.
Jim. I really appreciate it, and I think you do a great job as well.
I appreciate that. Wait, Soy Maxwell said, question, veganism is not equally practical for everyone, by the way. Yeah, that's not a question, that's a statement. And sure, okay, I grant that. I mean, I think that it is practical and accessible for most people, but yeah, some people have it easier to be vegan than others, probably. I don't know what the point is there, but yeah.
Also, probably this person will agree that they have to, if they somehow think it's impractical to be vegan, they have to agree that they have to reduce the amount of exploitation towards animals to the absolute minimal that it is actually doable to them, and they have to be genuinely honest with that. And a lot of the times, if they actually do that, they found out it's zero. So
yeah. Of course, I would want veganism worldwide. Why would I not want that as a vegan? No animals would be being exploited. And yeah, as the point that Chips just said, you know, if the people who have it easier to go vegan, if they go vegan, then it's going to make things easier for the people who have issues. You know, it's going to make it easier for their accessibility as well. So
yeah, I think that it would also be incredibly absurd to say that something is morally permissible if it's like if it's not practical to engage in, because surely you would say that kind of like overthrowing and subverting human slavery was highly impractical. I mean, it literally required a brutal, gruesome war. You would say that that's the definition of impracticability. So therefore,
Yeah.
like human slavery would be morally permissible. I just think that's absurd.
Yeah. And then how are rural communities going to become vegan when their communities can only get meats? I mean, I don't understand how their communities can only get meats because, well, so what, are they having the meat imported, or are they able to grow crops to feed the animals there? Because if they can grow crops to feed the animals, then they can just grow them to feed themselves, or they can just import crops instead of meat. So I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, I have to go now because it's gone 10. But Chip, Cal, Axel, appreciate you, and also David, who's gone. And yeah, appreciate all of your work.
Thanks,
And
Jim. Appreciate it.
yeah, cheers, and everyone in the comments as well. People who've been answering comments and everything. Yeah, you've all been great. So, but yeah, it's been a really good week, and hope to catch some of you next week. Bye bye.
See you next week.
See you next week. See you next Tuesday. That's an insult where I'm from. I don't mean that, Axel. I'm not calling you a CUNT. All right, bye. Right, that is a wrap. Oh, I forgot to say, but you can see my background. I think somebody sent me some gifs on TikTok, but then I couldn't see where they went. But if you're listening and that was you, then I just want to say thank you for that, because somebody made me into a potato. I don't know much about TikTok and how it works and stuff, but thank you for turning me into a potato. I'm assuming it's something good. See you next Tuesday, everybody. I didn't even realise until now that I can say that. I'm going to say that every week to everybody. See you next Tuesday, everyone. No, I'll say it to all the non-vegans. See you next Tuesday, non-vegans. Yeah. So it looks like it's been really busy over on YouTube. I can see 4,900 views, and I know some people will be like, what, how is that busy? But for me, for like my typical live stream, that's a lot compared to these usual Tuesday night streams. So that's really cool. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, very good. I appreciate anybody who's been here responding to comments, etc. also. Yeah, really awesome, and thank you for the donations and memberships, and for everybody replying to comments. Basically, thank you for all of you guys' activism tonight, because you're doing lots of activism as well in the comments, right? It doesn't go unnoticed. Who turned me into a potato? Because potato is the new emoji. Yeah, who did it? But anyway, thank you for... Was it Axel? Eat what you like. Oliver, are you promoting cannibalism? Jesus. That's weird. Well, if you like to eat humans, eat humans. Yeah, anyway, guys, it's been good. I really appreciate you all being here and stuff. I think I'll probably go over 5,000 views for this one, so yeah, that's been really cool. Hopefully we can get the same next week. See you next Tuesday, non-vegans, and goodbye to all the homies. Bye bye. Axel, was it you who made me into a potato? Well, thank you anyway, if it was. Right, goodbye for real.